Yo, what's going on, everyone? It's me, ATARi HMB here today. I'm glad to see everyone is here to make it to the stream. Today was going to be a live reaction to, of course, you already know, it's going to be that type of video. The video we're talking about in particular today is going to be the death battle made by Screw Attack. It's going to be Vegeta versus Thor. Today I'm going to be doing my reaction, overall my reaction via analysis, and overall seeing, I'm going to go ahead and see if there's some accuracy to what they've been producing. Again, this is not, as a state out, just a general disclosure. I want people to know that this is not an attack against what Screw Attack represents or what they do with their own, business. But at the end of the day, we're here today to pretty much, give a proper analysis on our overall thoughts on it. If you guys could just hang back for just a moment, I'm gonna have to purge a couple things, such as this bad boy right here. Yeah, let's get rid of that. That right there should drop the CPU usage. Stream is gonna be running a lot more smoother now. Amazing now. Our CPU usage was just at 50%. We now just dropped to 10% or 14%. So sorry about that, chat. But overall, I'm excited to see exactly what they have to offer or bring to the table. Again, let's be realistic. I'm not expecting them to blow me out of the water with the fact of whatever type of research they may have used. It could still be outdated. It could still be whatever they're going to use. But we're going to go overall, and there may be some, because of the fact that this is trending. Hopefully, we're going to get some new viewers in the chat today. And with the new viewers who come in the chat, we'll be able to, educate a couple of newcomers who are normies on the Screw Attack channel, and they come over here to either hate or to be educated. We'll go ahead and give them some education on the Dragon Ball cosmology. I can't show you the clips, but all I can do is tell you this, is that I plan on reacting to it myself. I'm going to mostly be keeping this up. And so I'm going to go ahead and give you a live reaction. So if you guys want to, you can click on the video and watch it with me. I will be pausing the video, of course, to give my honest opinion and output. But again, I'm just keeping 100% with you guys. It may not, I may pause it a couple of times. So without further ado, let's go ahead and begin. But before that, let me go ahead and make just say hello to the chat and the stream itself. Just want to say what's up, everyone who's been here. Sunny D, Ariel, Snowforce, Jose, Lil G, Xeno Gaming, Roswell, LeBron, Keaton, hey, thank you guys for all making it through. Casting flowers. Appreciate you guys for all of y'all who made it through. We're going to be popping off today. We're going to see exactly what these guys have right now. So let's go ahead and see exactly what they have in store for us. I want to see what has happened. Also, let's see here. Injuring TK, welcome. IDK, welcome. Everyone else who's coming to the stream, welcome. Make sure you just hit that subscribe button if you enjoy this type of content. Again, I am going to be uploading again. That's going to be coming soon once we get this program figured out. But for now, that's why I've been streaming most of the time to make up for a lot of uploads that I usually would have done already. But let's go ahead and get it, guys. I'm going to go ahead and start watching it right now. Okay, let's see it. All right, so he's talking about cyberspace. So while they're doing that, I'm gonna be sitting here giving you guys some visuals to look at. So I'm just watching this right now, trying to see exactly. Okay, Thor. Okay. All right. Nothing can contain the power, these gods, etc. I might go on my Discord so a couple other people can actually see. So you guys can't hear it on the stream, but I might go into the Discord where a couple of people may actually be able to tune in there and go watch it with me. Y'all won't be able to talk. I mean, y'all could talk, but the stream will not pick you guys up. So we're gonna go ahead and try to make this a little more interesting. Kind of try to throw a double stream. I don't know if they'll be able to handle it. We might crash, but we're gonna take that ride anyway. Let me go ahead and see what we can do. Let's go to TV time. Yeah, I'm liking this. TV time. I don't even know how many other people can join TV time. What type of roles do we need for people to join TV time? All right, hold on. You know what? I'm not even gonna do that. I'm gonna just watch it with the stream right now with you guys. You guys are gonna get a weird reaction. So your name has been changed now, sadly. It's all good, man. What's up, Onyx? You better not show much, or Rooster Teeth might go crazy on you. Yeah, it doesn't matter. I'm not even gonna bother doing that. Heaven rumbles, lightning. Look at. Okay. Full name Thor Odinson. Okay. New York. Immune to disease. Hold on. Let me see that. I've never been sick before. Never. I don't know about that. Already we starting off with a couple of things. We're already starting off with a. See, this Vegeta picture is gonna be badass, and now I'm just like this right now, just based on the start. Immune to disease. That's not a big deal, but you know, they gotta make it interesting. Okay. Ultimately, the serpent's grasp is shattered. So lifted a serpent. I can go ahead and still show screenshots of this, by the way, people. Knocking out the Phoenix horse. That right there is kind of weird. Because, like, saying you knocked out the Phoenix Force for Thor is like, it's weird. Because saying you knocked out the Phoenix Force, You know, this reminds me of something. I'm just going to say this. I'm going to bring a screen up. Guys, this is what that reminds me of. Yeah. When you say he knocked out the Phoenix Force, that's the type of feat I think of. You know what we call that feat, right? But we're going to go ahead and continue watching. Just shut up and just continue watching. So already. All right. I just left out the video by accident, so let me just go back and check. All right, let me see here. Okay. Arm wrestler. Oh. Graviton. The detonation is utterly soundless, but Thor is instantly subjected to a gravimetric attraction akin to that of a neutron star, which forces the quivering immortal flat on the ground. Interesting. $200 billion times Earth's gravity, but all right. I'm just pulling up feats in case certain things don't match out. Thor was hit with the gravitron beam, which supposedly increased his weight to infinity. He was still able to stand up and fight. Okay. Nice. 40 days. Nice. Okay. Asgard. Open portals to other dimensions. Nice. Oh, the God Bomb? Let me see that. Let me hear him say that again. This was the god of roaring thunder and raging storms, and even if he had been the last god left alive in all the universe. See, they word it in a way to make it sound like it's crazier, but the actual scan only says all throughout the universe. Because that bomb wouldn't have hurt the Tribunal or Eternity and such, but I could be wrong. So what can it do? I tried to warn you by spinning my enchanted hammer at cyclotronic speed. I have the power to transmute the elements themselves. Invisible and intangible. I attach them in a fragment strings and thyself and thy hammer as swiftly as you can. Let him travel through time. I remember that. Definitely remember that. Bring people back to life. Nice. Can cross the galaxy in seconds. Damn, that was pretty funny. But what the hell am I gonna do with this? Galactus. Oh, Galactus leaving? Yeah, the Sentry is a legit feat. David to fight the Worldbreaker Hulk, able to destroy 120 times over. Yeah, but the thing about the Sentry and the Hulk is stronger than the Sentry in certain regards. The Sentry, unless you're using Awakened Sentry's hacks, but that Sentry that was Awakened who beat Molecule Man, if I recall, he didn't fight. Thor didn't fight that version of Sentry. It's like saying Tien was able to fight even with Goku at one point. But it's like, which Goku? Which arc? You get what I'm saying? Now, I'm not going to knock Thor or the feats, the scaling with Asgard. Oh my gosh. They go crazy. But I just kind of wanted to mention that. Because it kind of feels a little, But I could be wrong. The chat, correct me if I am wrong. A fight in the span of blank time. The tiniest amount of time we can imagine. The combat takes place outside of time and the Planck length between moments. So, I love this. You know why I love this? Because this is the perfect example really dive into when it comes to this type of power scaling. So, yeah, Planck time. Let's talk a little bit about that for a moment before we continue on. It should be noted that when I was talking about the infinite speed thing, do not confuse Planck time which is finite, because it's just the smallest time we can measure. Do not compare this to this. AKA how small can you get? Infinitesimal, infinitely small. Just like you could go infinitely big, you can get infinitely small with time. Planck time is not infinitesimal. Want to put that right there. Got to put that there. That's why this is, when they say, oh, infinite speed is being able to travel infinite distance in finite amount of time, it's like, yeah, it is. But infinite speed plus and Planck time, nope, they don't compute. They're not the same. Let's continue. Many planks in a second as there are grains of sand on Earth. 10 billion, million, billion Earths. What is that? Like, give us a quantifiable number so we can kind of get an idea to grasp that. But it's okay. It's not that big a deal. Yep. Temporal rift. Makes sense. He's immortal. Okay, tenfold increase. I'll say this, they're really good at making characters seem crazy. I mean, don't get me wrong, this is crazy, but there are people who will immediately shout the O word that we don't talk about. You know, like Batman. Anyway, the world engine. The flow of fate. Yep. Multiversal Thor makes sense. I agree with Multiversal Thor too. Without a doubt. Okay. Going into details about Vegeta. I kind of want to skip, but I can't skip because I got to see what they say. Now they're talking about Vegeta. Okay. Okay. Talking about Ki right now. Point and click a planet out of existence with a soul? Oh. Lasers. Okay. Throwing in the humor. Let me see. It's same biology. The power increases. Good. Oopsie. Super Saiyan 2. What they say about Super Saiyan 2? Let me see. They didn't say nothing. Okay. Oh, there you go. Vegeta becoming Super Saiyan God without Goku. The ritual. Wait, with Spirit Fusion, he can forcibly absorb an opponent's ki with every strike. Okay. While Vegeta has technically learned instant transmission, he has not mastered it and does not rely on it in battle similar to Goku. I wouldn't say that. He never was taught how to do instant transmission. And he just did it because he says he's a prodigy. And if he felt like it, he could have mastered it. So Vegeta only didn't want to master it because Goku, that's his move. It's like if Sasuke said, I can do the Rasengan too, but I only do it once in this very special occasion, but I'll never do it again. That's Naruto's thing. So, yeah. I also don't want to go further. Let me hear what they got to say about Spirit Fission. Okay, there's some... After learning the Super Saiyan form, a Saiyan can partially tap into its power without fully... After learning the Super Saiyan God form, a Saiyan can partially tap into its power without fully transforming, allowing them to boost their base form to similar heights. Okay? No, it's called Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Evolution. But anyway. Destroy the planet, blah, blah, blah. Room of Spirit of Time. "13 times bigger than our own." All right, time to be debunked. So they're using the 13 times bigger than our own. All right, let's go ahead. Dragon Ball. Okay, first and foremost, should we debunk it or should we just finish the video, chat? Should we debunk that right now or finish the video? Because that's... Oh, we got one saying debunk. It's debunking time? All right, bet. All right, so let me go to a different program. All right, so we're going to go to a different program. We're going to Microsoft Paint. All right. All right. So the whole universe being, etc. There's a couple issues with that. So let's give them the benefit of the doubt and assert the universe is finite. Okay, so there are a couple problems with the universe being like that. Number one, Daisenshu 4. I believe it's page 17 plus, so just page 17. Infinite space. For those of you who are curious and are new to the stream, I'll show you guys exactly why. So for those of you who are into his screw attack, we're not here to attack him, but we're here to say the argument and the representation they're giving Vegeta is not accurate. So, Daisenshu 4, page 17, here you go. Okay? The scan reads, in quote, I say in quote, all right, an infinite space of light and darkness where the unknown live. The key word is space, all right? Infinite space. And infinite space. This is exactly what it says. Nothing about expanding. All right. The second argumentation to provide this is, let me see. We could use that. Yeah, we could use that scan. Maybe we could use this. You could say another scan, which I believe is also from Daisenshu 7. A local collection of stars and planet, a nebula's collection of stars and planets, its being collection of separate nebula is called a galaxy, being responsible for the north, south, east, and west. The four Kaio in practice oversee these galaxies. The divides between the north, south, east, and west galaxies are units which the celestial gods and Kaios produce for occupational purposes, in order to unify galaxies which exist infinitely in outer space. So the way this sentence is structured, because a lot of people need to understand a couple things about English, this is not necessarily saying that there are infinite amount of galaxies, okay? This is not correlating that, okay? So are there infinite galaxies? No. And I think this is important because it shows a level of consistency with the many arguments we've been going under. The first problem is the whole word galaxy. In this context, the galaxies So this is in reference to the galaxies, the things that exist for the occupational purposes, okay? They exist, and when you see the term infinitely, it's either used hyperbole or literally in outer space. So again, infinitely in outer space in this context could refer to the fact that the space itself is infinite. Because Li usually is the characteristic. So the characteristic of infinite, okay? So another worry is if you look up the definition of infinitely, you could see something it can either mean to an extremely high degree, or it can also mean to an infinite extent or amount without limit. So that's the second argument. So there's the second argumentation right there. So the second argument is right there, another scan from Daizenshu. So that's 2, but that's part of Daizenshu 7. Now, another argument that comes from Daizenshu 7 is page 44. This one particularly wasn't on my Amino, but was on my Quora that I originally posted. I'll go ahead and show you that one, because that one also gives a specific context on how it is written. There are people out there who try to challenge it, but this is more so them cherry-picking evidence and suppressing evidence in order to circumvent an idea that they don't believe is true. If you want the full text, it says here, an endless space that envelops all the celestial bodies that exist in the world. This is not only accurate to the translation Herms gave, this is accurate to the translation that Todd Blankenship, aka Herms, Rachel Oliver, who used to live in the same state as me, also known as Magikarp 49 or 64. And this is also where you could find the statement at on Daizenshu, on Daizenshu 7, page 44. Now, for those of you who are unaware, again, the Daizenshu is an official canonical data book for the anime and manga. To understand Dragon Ball, you need to reference this book, because there are pieces of information that the anime or the manga couldn't blatantly state for the sake of storytelling purposes. This is for those who want to get additional information on the series without having to completely read through the series over and over again, but rather being able to quick recall like an encyclopedia. To deny that an encyclopedia from an author is not something that can be taken as a source of evidence is to deny the legitimacy of the series and the franchise overall when it comes to somebody of a level of authority giving out a data book. As the author's choice and as the author's authority, no level of argumentation or debate could debunk this from being an objective fact. Now, like I said, power scaling, like I said in the last stream, power scaling is subjective. What's subjective is the result. Concluding Vegeta's complex multiversal, that's the subjective part. The objective part comes into where areas of authority where areas of authority come into play, or things that can be accepted or should be accepted. The standard and judge of Versus Battle Wiki is biased towards Daizenshu's because the idea of characters in Dragon Ball exceeding universal plus levels goes against the very agenda they've set aside for Dragon Ball, because they are incredulous and, along with other levels of bias, cannot accept Dragon Ball characters surpassing Saint Seiya, including many of the visual novels. And this is why if you go on Versus Battle Wiki itself on one of its forums, you will see Dragon Ball is one of the very most common matchups of all time. Every section is always full of DBZ character versus some fictional character who has abstract powers and are very strong, because they like the idea of Dragon Ball getting trampled on. This is because the whole Goku Solos community, even though the Goku Solos community is more so built off of a meme and off of a bit of truth. When you say Goku Solos, it's not because they're trying to troll, but it's also because there's not that many characters who showcase power like him who earned it and weren't just born a celestial god. Okay? Let's continue forward. But essentially, yeah. Daizenshu 7 again, page 44. So, these are statements that already support the universe is infinite. Now, you do have other levels of statements, which I'll put a parentheses, because some people may not consider it canon, by the Company of Fusions. And this comes from the Dragon Ball DBZ RPG data book, or the Dragon Ball Adventure Guide in 1998, though it was officially serialized and published between these dates. So, now that we've gotten that out of the way, There are going to be a couple of other things I'm going to discuss because I want to keep this simple so I can get back to the video. But overall, that's the infinity argument for the observable universe. Very simple, very straight to the point. Now, I want to talk to you guys a little bit about why their argumentation doesn't even work, even if we steelman the argument to begin with. Let's go ahead and use a very basic map to generalize an idea of where the universe sits. Let's use an actual screenshot right here. Let's use a screenshot for the most part. Pixel scaling is going to be what we're going to revolutionize in order to understand exactly how big something is. We're going to use reds. So what you guys are going to see is I'm going to use a series of red. Red. We're going to use green for the universe itself. And we're going to use, I guess you could say purple for the product. So I'm going to go ahead and give an estimation over it. So first we got to use the red. Red stands out. And we're going to go ahead and get the general diameter. And first, I want to make sure, this doesn't have to be pixel perfect, but I want to kind of give you an estimation. So again, pixel scaling, like I said, it's flawed. It has its flaws. It's not perfect, but we could still use it for a generalization purpose. So according to the program, this is 80 pixels long. Okay? You guys may not be able to see it, but this is 80 pixels long. All right, so we have 80 pixels for the red. All right, so now we have to determine how much a single 1 pixel equals. We now need to figure out the value. So it's like an algebraic expression. So 1 pixel is equal to what? So in order to figure that, we need to have a scale base. What is the scale base? The observable universe. So we're getting the diameter. So we're going to need the diameter for this. So diameter for the observable universe. Let me go ahead and type it in. Diameter observable universe is going to be 93.016 light years. Okay? But we're going to simplify and keep it at just 93 billion light years. All right. So in order to, and we're going to just put light years, and I'm just going to put a B here. All right. 93 billion. Follow along, chat. I hope I'm not losing people. So to debunk this mathematically wise, let's go ahead and do this. All we have to do is take the number and see how many times does 80 go into 93 billion. Billion. So for the sake of expediency, I'm going to use a calculator, though I can do the long division method. It's just going to be a little bit superfluous. It's going to waste time. So 93 billion divided by 80. So that's going to give us, all right, let's see what our number is going to be. That means every pixel is going to be equal to 1,162,500,000. All right, so that's how many light years we get per pixel. Very good. And now I'm going to use this to kind of get an idea. Since this is a sphere, we're going to use the area formula, but we're going to first use green. We're going to use green to kind of get an idea of how many pixels that is. So starting from here to here around this, because this is about the epicenter of the bowl, I want to say this is 554 pixels. So pixel 554. All right. So I just got to multiply that number by 554. 554 pixels. All right, cool. So now we have a diameter of 644 billion light years for the diameter of the afterlife. Again, like I'm just saying, this is just an estimate. And keep in mind, I am not including the Kaioshin realm. I'm not. So I'm being very generous on this. So anyway, outside of that, this is a very simple formula. So all I have to do, and I'm just getting area of sphere with diameter. So in order to get that, so the formula we're going to look at, because, trust me, it's been some while. It's usually A, where the area is equal to pi multiplied by the diameter squared. All right? So to keep it simple, our diameter is, we're going to put 644 billion. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. All right. And that means that our approximate area is going to be, that means our approximate area is going to be, as you can see here. Keep in mind, I have to add the, so it's 1.3. Oh my God, this is such a big number. Now, this is the surface area. However, here's a problem. We don't have a unit of measurement. We're not using light year. I mean, usually this is under meters, but generally speaking, it makes it a little bit difficult because we're using meters. However, fortunately, we have the diameter of the other. So we're just going to get the diameter of the other and kind of just get an area, and then we're just going to calculate off of that number alone. So I'm going to take this number and borrow it. And then I'm going to go ahead and just keep it simple. Let's see here. 93 billion. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, there we go. All right, there we go. So I'm going to go ahead and get the super big calculator Andre gave me a while back. And I'm going to show you guys what the result is. To 24th power. All right, so let me go ahead and show you guys what that looks like on screen, so you guys don't have to keep looking at this bajumble of math. Let me see here. And nope. Yep. All right, give me one moment, chat. I hope I'm not boring anyone. I'm just doing this because a lot of the people in the chat wanted me to debunk this. So I hope I hope I'm interesting you guys. So anyway, long story short, to kind of keep this simple, is the looking at the calculator, this is the number we get, and we're going to divide this. This is going to be divided by this number right here. Kind of give us an idea and understanding. And then we're going to the 22nd power. So the overall difference, oopsies. All right, let's go ahead and get the difference here. You know what it is? That's what it is. I could get rid of this question mark. Times times 10 to the 24. Yeah. I think this thing. I think it's the way it wrote it. So I mean, I could write these numbers out plain myself. So just give me a moment. Let me write the numbers out in plain. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. There we go. And then this has how many zeros? This has 24 zeros in it. Jeez. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. All right. Very good. And then now divide. And let's see just the difference. It doesn't matter. We don't even need a unit of measurement, even if it's light years. Let's see the difference. And the difference is 47.9519056662103078. Rounding it off, about 48 times bigger. So the afterlife is 48 times bigger than the universe. 48. So even conservative calcs, even if we assume it's not infinite or finite, this right here, based on just area difference, because we know, and they acknowledged it, we know heaven is equal to the universe. We know it is. We know heaven is equal to the universe. So filling up the overall volume based on both, it's a 48 times difference. That's big. That's a 48 times difference. So That right there literally just seals the deal. And the thing is, that makes it even crazier. Even if you use a conservative calc for Mastered Super Saiyan to just be 50 times, God Essence Super Saiyan Goku's already can destroy 2,400 times the universe, 2,400 times over, according to Screw Attack, of course, which we know this is a separate existence. So, I mean, since we know these are two separate existences because the anime confirms so, this is already still hit beyond low multiversal. I mean, Super Saiyan Goku God Essence would already be beyond low multiversal. He would already be in the multiverse category. So there you have it. So I'm going to continue with the stream. Chat, I'm going to continue with the stream. But for those of you who are new to Dragon Ball, I'm hoping you understand this is exactly why I debunked that. To let you know that Screw Attack, they're not the worst, but they didn't even do the calculations right. If you have questions, go back to, you can always rewatch it and go back. So I'm going to continue watching the rest of this, and we're going to go ahead and see exactly what they have to say afterwards. Shockwaves, punches. Goku has to punch that fast too. Okay, how many universes? The power itself becomes incomprehensible. I mean, of course, it's universal. I also want to say this real quick. For those of you who are curious, Super Saiyan God, even the bare minimum multiplier has to be at least 50 times greater than Super Saiyan 3. 50 to 100 times greater. Because if you assume base Vegeta is stronger than Super Saiyan 3, let's just say you only assume he's stronger by like 20%. So that's like 1.2. And you multiply that by the 50 times multiplier of Super Vegeta, that's at least 60 times. I mean, Super Vegeta is at least 60 times stronger than Super Saiyan 3. And I'm using the 20% because we all know in Dragon Ball 20% is enough to dominate an opponent. So that means even a low ball Super Vegeta would be 60 times stronger than Super Saiyan 3 Goku. Now, even with that count, we know Super Saiyan God is stronger than Super Vegeta. So even at best, we could still only see Super Saiyan God's, let's say, 20% stronger still. That's still 72 times stronger than Super Saiyan 3 Goku or whatever. So even using conservative multipliers, it's 28,800 times base. And that overall is that the fact that that's Goku's base, you kind of square it off. Base Goku's universal. And that means like now he's 2,880 times universal when he goes back to Super Saiyan God. Super Saiyan Blue is 50 times that. Kaioken times 20 is going to make that I think it's 28,800,000. And, it just keeps going on. And we know Blue Evolution is equal to that. So even a low end, there's 28 million universes and stuff like that. It's crazy. So, and that's lowballing it using their calcs, even though we know it's beyond an infinite array of fourth dimensional continuums. But we'll go into that later. Okay. All right. Yep. They mention it spiritually, physically, and temporally. One thing they didn't mention that I'm not really the biggest fan of at this moment is they didn't mention that my boy Vegeta's Force Spirit Fission knocks certain essences out of you. So if you fuse, he could divide that from happening. I don't know if people remember that. That's an important feat because, like, we used to have an argument. What if Vegeta fought Guardian Amp Superboy Prime? Who would win? And I said it depends on a lot of variables. But if Guardian Amp Superboy Prime is not careful, Vegeta will remove the amp from him and clap him. Because Force Spirit Fission removes the essences. Because remember, you could pretty much make something your entire being, and yet you could remove the essences of certain things and unfuse it. Because of the way Force Spirit Fission works. As long as you remove enough of that energy, you can definitely split the essence. Maybe I'm wrong on it. Maybe I overlooked it or misunderstood it. We'll go ahead and take another look at it later on. That's a beefy Vegeta. But let's continue on, chat. I think they should have mentioned that, though. Alter ego. Okay. Okay, I'm getting ads. Skip. Okay. So far, what we're seeing is. Okay. Okay. Okay, so is that it? They didn't go into any speculative how much stronger he's gotten? Let's see. Let's skip the ad. Let's get into the battle. Okay. All right, let me go ahead and see how this works out. You got Thor walking in the forest. Vegeta's powering up. Okay. 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 Vegeta punches Thor. All right. Let me stop this. First and foremost, they're using manga and anime Goku because they're using the feats from prior Death Battle. So you're using composite manga and anime Goku and Vegeta. Holy sh! God damn! That's too much power. God dang, that's too much power. That is too much power, boy. That's too much power. Yo, stream, type in large all caps, too much power. Because I just looked at this. We have composite manga and anime DBS. We get to use manga-based transformations with anime DBS scaling, which means we get perfected blue. We get perfected blue. Yes, too much power. Type it in chat. Too much power. We get anime perfected blue. And blue evolution still gets the same multiplier it gets off of what we would assume is blue. So that would mean we'd get a perfected blue Kaioken because you composite the two. You have to. Otherwise, the forms don't work. Just too much power. Ho, ho, ho. Oh, boy. Yes, let it out, chat. Too much power. That is way too much power. Holy crap. All right. Let me continue with the stream. I got to see the rest. All right, let's continue the battle. Vegeta's using Vegeta de Kanala. Yeah, he's using Vegeta's attack. Vegeta's technique. And he knocks Vegeta out the air. Alas, you face a god. Okay. The battle looks great, as always. What the frick? Hell no! I mean, granted, Vegeta isn't like Goku, but if he already did some pushback against Thor in base, why would he jump to Blue Evolution already? Is that Blue Evolution or Super Saiyan Blue? Because I can't tell because of how dark the hair is. If that's Blue Evolution, that's too soon. He wouldn't start the battle like that. But I guess they can't drag it out. Big Bang attack? Let's see. Okay. Thou art unworthy. Wait, Vegeta just jumped into Ultra Ego? Okay. Hold on. The animation's good, but certain animation cue decisions for the fight is weird. I guess they didn't want to make a grandiose transformation, but why would Vegeta jump into Ultra Ego? Because let me ask this. Am I tripping, or did the Hulk also lift the hammer with just pure might? Or has there been beings who've lifted the hammer with just raw strength before? I'm just curious. I'm just curious. Random guy, you said he has? Hulk did it in Ultimate Universe. Hulk lifted it. Yes, Hulk did that. He did struggle, though. Captain America. But Captain America may be worthy, so it's like... I'm just thinking about it. I wouldn't downplay. But didn't the Hulk... I don't know. I'm thinking because I remember the Hulk. The Hulk has lifted the hammer several times. It's not just Ultimate Avengers, but also in the comic too. Because didn't Thor get clapped upside the head? And didn't Red Hulk lift it? I have a question. Did Red Hulk... Am I tripping, or did the Red Hulk also move it? I don't know. That's not true. King Thor already had surpassed blah, blah, blah. Okay, hold on. A hyperversal Thor is questionable because Thor kind of lost most of his cosmic game from the... Okay. Doctor Doom lifted the hammer. The question is, what does it mean to be worthy of the Maljo? Okay, yeah. I don't know. Let's continue watching. Vegeta's an Ultra Ego. Okay, Vegeta knocked Thor into the air, asked him if he feels fear. Vegeta's sending him around, flying him all over. Okay. All right, and they're going crazy. Cool battle, but I think I already see where this is going. Okay, did the final flash. And Thor is damaged heavily. Okay. He's grabbing Vegeta. And he brings the hammer through Vegeta's head and crushes it. Had him outmatch the 7 key areas. All right, chat, this is the juicy part. Let's get it. Oh, let's go. Let's get it. I want to see what the juicy parts are. Hold on. First off, the big one, who's stronger? If Thor was given the Thor Force, he'd scale to multiverse level. Feats for the likes of Odin, furthering the gap in power. Yeah, multiversal, huh? Okay. Oh my gosh. Multiversal? Huh? That's it? First off, Odin is way beyond multiversal. But at the same time, outside of Odin being multiversal, he ain't gonna be no hyperversal. I can show you the scans. But he definitely but multiversal. But to say that that's gonna further the gap. Alright, anyway. This contradicts everything that happened in the Broly battle. Because how did the Broly outpower the Hulk when Ultra Ego Vegeta will one-shot Broly? Get the frick out of here. Are you serious? Broly's weaker than Ultra Ego Vegeta. We know he is, as confirmed by Whis. The narrative and the lore supports the idea as well. So get the freak out of here. He's already stronger than Broly. And Thor is not stronger than the Hulk. I know that for sure. Unless I'm wrong and there's some other gray area that I'm missing regarding an amp for Thor for some reason. And at this point, it's making me wonder, why not use Dragon Ball Heroes Vegeta? I'm just kidding. We're not gonna talk about Xeno Vegeta or Timebreaker Vegeta. We're not gonna talk about Timebreaker Vegeta. Broly is fallen to ultra forms. To be honest, all right, let's see. All right, Toba Hulk would slap Broly. The one above all Hulk. I mean, of course. Guy, not right now. He's not. He's not beating Ultra Ego and Ultra Instinct. Yeah, that's okay though. Okay, they can all output the power destroying a single universe, but what the hell? Okay. It's hard to get an exact number for Dragon Ball Super's powerful characters. I mean, you can't even get an exact number for any character in DC either, or Marvel. I told you that. It's always like that with power scaling. But let me see what they say. Multipliers for Vegeta's. Let me see what the estimations is. Ultra Ego's power boost has never been. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. All right, Blue Evolution, Vegeta, and Goku are even in power. Roughly, yeah, that's a good estimate. Keep in mind, though, it's hard to quantify because Vegeta didn't get a Zenkai while Goku got a massive Zenkai. So while Vegeta didn't get a Zenkai, Blue Evolution could be way more than just 20 times blue. Because Vegeta didn't get the same Zenkai boost that regular blue Goku had. If I'm typing facts, put some hundreds or fires in the chat. If I'm speaking facts, put some fire or hundreds in the chat. Vegeta did not get the same buff as Goku did as Kaioken times 20. because Goku got a giant Zenkai. So Goku's Kaioken times 20, the fact that Vegeta can match it and be slightly above it goes to show that Blue Evolution is way, way more than 20 times. Well, let's see. What does the chat say? I'm just saying. Roughly, I mean, saying it implies, I mean, you can, but there are other factors. That's the purpose of power scaling. We consider the factors, the hidden variables. But let's steelman it 20 times. All right. It was later confirmed in an interview with Toyotaro that Mastered Ultra Instinct Goku is still weaker than several beings in his universe, including Broly. Hence, Vegeta's Ultra Ego likely cannot scale. Yo, chat, look at, that's why they said that. They know that Hulk is stronger than Thor, but the main problem doesn't have anything to do with their off-scaling. It has to do with the fact that they believe that Vegeta is freaking the same strength as... All right, let me calm down. All right. The thing is, chat, as I was trying to say, as I was really trying to say, oh boy, I was trying to say, all right, so I was really trying to say, chat, okay. Let's just remember, and I'm going to say this as slowly as possible, that they think that Vegeta's power is still weaker than Broly. I don't know why they think that. Toyotaro never said that in the interview. Why are you not using the Daizenshuu, but you're using arbitrary information and arbitrary interpretations off of an interview where he never confirmed that? He never confirmed Ultra Ego was weaker or Ultra Instinct Goku was weaker than Broly. Never. He's talking about they have a long way to go outside of their Ultra forms. You can't use that. Whis himself even confirmed. Whis knows who the hell Broly is. That was taken out of so much context. Oh, brother. I'm sorry, chat. Oh, boy. I know, chat. I know. I'm teeing off right now, but let me just continue. It's similar to Ultra Ego. Why didn't they ask someone instead of taking what Toyotaro said, which and even if you took what Toyotaro said, it would fall under Death of the Author because he would, well, not even Death of the Author because because as the readers, we would interpret the information the author has already publicized and put out versus his interview that he's arbitrarily remembering. Because then we would say, yeah, but Toyotaro, are you referring to moral arc Goku and Vegeta and such? Or are you referring to the ones who, by the time Whis was like, yeah, there's nobody right now stronger than you guys. No one. No one right now in this universe is stronger than you guys. I don't even know why you guys are trying to seek more power. Is there anyone stronger? You never know who's going to be stronger than you. But right now, you guys are the top two. Whis knows Broly. Whis knows Broly's potential. What was Whis like? Well, I mean, you're stronger than base Broly. So, yeah, that wouldn't make sense for Whis to say that because Goku and Vegeta were also in base. It's so wonky. Yup, the Hulk defeated the Thor so many times. Hulk can't fly, shoot energy blast, but Ultra Ego Vegeta lose to their battle Thor. Boycott Deppa. Hell, Granola wishes to become the strongest being in the universe, even stronger than Broly. That's true! Oh! Yo, hold up. Oh, shoot. Yo, hold up. Yo, chat. Hold up. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. We gotta say, random guy. Dun, 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 dun. Here you are. Here you are. Let's crown him. Everyone, send some king's crowns in the chat right now. Hold up. Dun, 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 dun. You dropped this, king. You dropped this, king. You dropped this, king. Yo, you dropped it. Hold on. Let's add some sparkles on that, too. Hold on. You gotta make them gold. Gotta give it. Let's give it that aura. That Saiyan aura. And then I'm hold on. Let me add a little bit of motion blur. Make it look like Dragon Ball. Let's change the angle. Let's make the angle upwards. Yeah, like that. Nice and fiery. There we go. Add a little. Yep. There we go. Oh my goodness. Absolute. Let me read this, bro. Let me read this, bro. Achievement unlocked. Yo. Random guy. That was beautiful, my friend. That was beautiful. Hell. Granola wishes. Hold up. Granola wishes to become the strongest being in the universe. Even stronger than Broly. And Ultra Ego Vegeta is capable of fighting him, yet they think Ultra Ego Vegeta is still below Broly. Perfect. Because Vegeta was confirmed stronger than Granola for a couple of moments. Because Vegeta says, my power earlier is nothing right now. And that's base Vegeta. Base Vegeta was stronger than Super Saiyan God Goku. If you reread the chapter, base Vegeta was doing better than Super Saiyan God Goku. Why? You ever ask yourself that? Why? Why was base Goku doing better than Super Saiyan? Base Vegeta doing better than Super Saiyan God Goku because Vegeta said it. My power back then doesn't mean a damn thing. It was either base Vegeta or Super Saiyan Blue. But the point is, Vegeta surpassed how Goku was doing earlier, and Granola was shocked because he was getting tagged. And this was Granola at full power. Granola didn't even have his power split in half anymore. Ultra Ego Vegeta was so strong, he pushed Granola beyond his limits, and Granola had to break his limits to unlock the double Mangekyo Sharingan. I'm just kidding. But Granola had to break his limits to unlock his double eye in order to combat against Ultra Ego Vegeta. So that means Vegeta technically surpassed Granola, which is confirmation Vegeta is 100% stronger than Broly. So ding, ding, ding. Ding, ding, ding. Ding, 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 ding. Ding, ding. Ding, ding. Debunked. Well done. Achievement unlocked, chat. And Broly beat Hulk. Exactly, real King Ray. Exactly. So, if Broly beat Hulk, they know that Thor and Hulk are relative in power. Or Hulk is stronger. It was like, I can't scale him to... We can't scale him to Broly. Based on that. Broly can destroy like 500 universes. All right. And you're telling... So... I'm about to go to the Broly video. Hold up. I got to see that. Because remember, guys, it's not always about our logic. It's about Screw Attack's logic. Broly versus Vegeta. No. Broly versus, what's his name? Hulk. And even me and Andre didn't 100% agree with the battle because we think the Hulk has adaptation that could later allow him to overcome Broly. Especially if Banner lets the Hulk unloose. Okay. All right. Yep. So Battle of God, Saiyan Beyond God, Goku's base form is 9 times universal. Worldbreaker Hulk is 120 times universal. Okay. Super Saiyan Battle. Let's see. SBG. What the heck? Saiyan Beyond God Super Saiyan 3 is 9 times universal times 50 times 2 times 4. So Battle of Gods. So they. Let me get. Oh shoot! We about to hit. We gonna hit Super Saiyan 4 by the end of this stream. See, I even said it. No pun intended. Stream. Battle of Gods. All right, you know what? Hello, I'm Wiz, and I'm Boomstick. Or whatever the hell it is. And as you can see, Goku is... I can't even do the voice right now. And as you can see, Battle of Gods Saiyan Beyond God Goku, his base form, is 9 times universal, which is really impressive. In fact, World Breaker Green Scar Hulk was 120 times universal. But that doesn't mean anything. If you check out the numbers, you can see that even Goku is way stronger than that. Even arguably more than 400 times stronger than Universal if you factor in the Super Saiyan 3 Saiyan Beyond God. And that's not even including the Super Saiyan God. And Broly is already greater than that. We just acknowledged that Saiyan Beyond God Super Saiyan 3 Goku is greater than World Breaker Hulk for some damn reason. So they're just confirming that this motherfucker right here, especially by the Granola arc, because this was done during the Broly movie era. So you're telling me that this guy who gotten way stronger, we know Goku surpassed the Super Saiyan 3 self, especially by the Granola arc, because he has Ultra Instinct on top of his base. So you're just confirming that base Goku will clap the World Breaker Hulk. 0 difficulty. That's what you just confirmed. Bruh. This is a bruh moment. I skipped the scaling of the Death Battle Viz and only watched the fights. The scaling, yeah. The scaling is the reason why they come to their conclusion, so that's why I look at it. Some people don't like the multiplier scaling for some reason. I don't even mind the multiplier scaling. I'm just not I don't even use multiplier scaling. How many times you guys see me like really spam multiplier scaling? No, I look at the lore, look at the cosmology, and estimate it off of that. Now I know I can prove on stream that Thor is 5D and such. But you know. So he'd be okay. That's before factoring in Blue and Gogeta, which are way stronger than Super Saiyan 3. There's your Super Saiyan Broly. It's thousands, possibly millions of times stronger than the World Breaker we've seen. So, are you saying that Vegeta can't... So, they're basically pretty much confirming that... They're pretty much saying that base Gogeta should be stronger. It doesn't matter what they say. They already said Saiyan Beyond God... Super Saiyan 3 Goku is 30 times above the Hulk. So where's the consistency? So what's even the point of that whole Toyotaro? So let's Steelman, guys. Let's Steelman, chat. Let's say Vegeta is weaker than Broly. That don't mean anything. Because Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta, when he has a rage boost, is stronger than Super Saiyan 3 Goku. So basically Super Saiyan, and heck, don't even use the Super Saiyan 3 multiplier. Just use Super Saiyan 2. Because they already said, oh, he's 30 times stronger than the Hulk and World Breaker as a Super Saiyan 3 Goku. Super Saiyan 3 Goku. And World Breaker Hulk is low complex. And I'll prove it. I will prove World Breaker Hulk is way stronger than they gave him credit for. He's like low complex, even mid complex potentially. Because the dark dimension is a higher dimension, way beyond just 4D or 5D. And I'm going to relook at the scan to make sure because, I don't know, I might be getting a little too hyped right now, but let me just double check. But for the most part, if Super Saiyan 3 Saiyan Beyond God is already 3 times stronger, just divide 30 by 4 and you get 7.5. So you're still saying that Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta is 7.5 times stronger than World Breaker Hulk. Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta will wash Thor based on this logic. Based on their own logic, Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta washes Thor. Anyway. Real King Wave, Rune King Thor. I don't scale him to Outerversal. I'll tell you that right now. But I do definitely believe he has some extremely amazing, impressive high-end highlights. But I'm not going to sit there and say Outerversal. He doesn't have the properties and behavior to have the Outerversal status granted to him. That's OD. Like we said on this stream, we don't immediately grant everyone out of Versal just because X, Y, and Z. I mean, granted, I'll have to double check Rune King Thor to make sure, but we don't immediately just jump to out of Versal without reasoning, of course. I mean, because you got the in-betweener who is like, is he really out of Versal? I mean, he probably not. But yet, at the same time, he has the attributes to be out of Versal. He kind of has to be. Because it's characteristic to be in between of all things. The in-betweener. The in-between of the infinite hyperverse versus the outerverse. He's the in-between of that. It was like you kind of gotta transcend dimensions to be able to accomplish what he is. And with the Rune King Thor scaling to that, there are a lot in the Asgard scale. Like I gotta really dive back into it to really like give you an estimate. But I don't, off the top of my head, I don't believe it's consistently just gonna be an out of Versal. Woohoo! It's not like that. Nah. I mean, because by that logic, I could just say Timebreaker Vegeta's base form's out of Versal. And, you know, we don't want to go there, so. Vegeta Super Saiyan God only universal. That's what they're saying. I mean, even if they say that, that's still 50 times, that's still Super Saiyan God times 50 times 20. So, 50 times 20 is 1,000. So that's still 1,000 times universal. So that's still cracked. And the Ultra Ego has to be axiomatically above that. So still reach beyond the low multiversal threshold for versus battle. Even so, like, it's crazy. It's like no matter how you splice it, you can't avoid it. Anyway. Ultra Ego is very similar to a percentage increase. He about 20 times more powerful than Blue Evolved. Nah, it's probably way more than that. Because the thing is, Ultra Ego is boasted and pretty much above Omen Goku, but not above MUI. It's above Omen, though, or at least around the Omen levels. And Omen was so much stronger than Blue. Blue can't even compete. Remember, Blue, even with Blue Evolution, got one tapped by Jiren. But Omen could immediately tag Jiren. So the difference in power between Omen and Blue Evolution are, oh my goodness, crazy. Blue Evolution is literally one-shot fodder. Not even, remember, Jiren glared a Final Flash from Blue Evolution away. He glared a Final Flash away. Yet an Ultra Instinct third Omen Goku gut checked Jiren. And even the first Omen was going crazy with Jiren. And slightly, not hurt him, but made him go like, ooh, when he got kicked in the belly. I was like, Vegeta did that too. It's because Jiren held back. He even said it. He said, you going fast against Kakarot. And Jiren doesn't want to kill Vegeta. And then as soon as Jiren heard that, he banged Vegeta in the face and nearly bodied him. So let's continue. Vegeta at his peak could be... Wait, so Super Saiyan... Wait. Now they're contradicting themselves. So guys, remember that scan I just posted? Why are they contradicting themselves? They're contradicting themselves. Because base Goku, base Saiyan Beyond God Goku is 9 times universal. Base form. So why all of a sudden Super Saiyan God is only 13.29 universal? And we all know this number is wrong because I already proved that the universe is 48 times bigger due to the afterlife's nature. So I already proved that. So it's already 48 times bigger. Even if we use the finite universe formula. $265,000 times over. All right. Time to double check. 13.29 times 50 for Super Saiyan Blue times 20. Okay? And then times 20 again. Yep. All right. Accurate number this time. I'll just double check them because remember what they did before? But this means that you're saying that base form cannot bust the universe now, which is a contradiction to your prior video. And this is a contradiction to what we know base Goku and the others can do. We know canonically anime Vegeta is definitely in base form beyond universal. He's way stronger. Way stronger. Even with conservative scale, the fact that base Goku is above Majin Buu already, who can be argued universal, specifically since we can use anime feats for Buhan, it's still going to be, they have to be at least baseline 1 times universal. Then you would do the 50 times mastered, even though mastered Super Saiyan's like 5,000 times base, because we learned from the same anime that Vegeta fought Kato Palesa and was like 300 times. Let's still lowball it. Let's go with 50. Then Super Saiyan 2 times 2. And then Super Saiyan God, we know Super Saiyan God is at least the same level as Vegito. And because Vegito wasn't unlocked, because remember, the God forms are the sum of all the parts. Because Goku didn't have God as part of the parts, there would only be Super Vegito, which would only be at least, let's just say, let's just keep the argument simple. 50 times, Super Vegito's 50 times stronger than Super Saiyan 3, since we know base Vegeto's stronger. That's 20k universes, Super Saiyan God. Right there. 50 times, throw the 20 times, and throw one more 20 times. That's 400 million universes. So even still, the math is off. And that's under the assertion that we're just going off one universe and not even considering the fact that that would be amplified. That number would be amplified times, that number I just showed you would be amplified literally by 48 times, even with a low conservative number. And that's still low conservative. That'd still be like 19 billion universes or so. So let's continue. Marvel Universe is 9,945 universe. I could see the deviants too. Could hear the crumbling a trillion light years away. That don't mean ass. Marvel's universe is infinite. Now I get it. Everyone uses a different particular argumentation, but the problem I have with this is this interpretation kind of doesn't hold up consistently with the narrative. Like we said, power scaling is subjective, but when there's evidence that is already allowed to be played, that's the part that has to be more so objective. You can have an objective amount or scale of a particular cosmology, like, oh, the universe is infinite. All right, that's objective. The subjective thing is, again, the conclusion. Me saying, oh, Thor is like outerversal, whatever, blah, 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 times 100. I don't care. Vegeta's innerversal, I guess, times negative 100. Who cares? The whole thing is that's the part that's subjective, because is Cell universal? Is Cell solar system level? What do we mean by solar system? Do we mean the Kuiper Belt? Or do we mean something that's so much bigger than the Kuiper Belt, aka, let's say this is the Kuiper Belt, aka the Oort Cloud. This is the Kuiper Belt, and this is the Oort Cloud. So which one do we interpret? This part of the solar system or this part? Because whatever you define as the solar system is what you have for his feet, and both quantify it as the solar system. Let's go with the low end. Well, why would you go with the low end? Because that Zenshu 7 considers the solar system to be a galactic nebula. And a nebula holds innumerable stars to Dragon Ball standards. You kind of got to go with the standards of the actual verse rather than real life, because you'd appeal to reality, which can cause a low ball. So even by Dragon Ball standards, Cell would still be high cluster multi-solar system to small galaxy level, to even arguably multi-galaxy if you consider the quadrant. Low multi, of course, galaxy. But still. Wait. Hyperion and Savage Hulk. He's 12 times stronger than the World Breaker. Where did they get the scaling to say he's 12 times stronger than the World Breaker? So Thor ended up at 2. Hold up. Do you see this dumb? They purposely skewed Vegeta's numbers. So even if I use the Death Battles logic, it's not even about it. See, guys, we know the afterlife transcends fourth dimensionality. We know the dark dimension for the Hulk is extra dimensional. Let me go ahead and get the scan. Marvel Universe Dark Dimension. No, let me go ahead and get that. Let me get the scan because we're definitely gonna look at that. I kind of want to read that on stream to kind of show a couple of people, but anyway, the bottom line, because we're about to be done with this part. Yeah, Marvel Multiverse size. Yeah, I'm gonna get this scan. This scan. I think this scan will be pretty interesting. I think that scan will suffice. I think that scan will suffice. I might have to also read a couple of other scans that people mistake, by the way. Such as one of the ones with Jack Kirby, the trip through the fourth dimension. I might need to read that because there are a couple of people who misunderstand the whole infinite dimension, aka crossroad. Because a lot of people misunderstand that to be outerversal, which they try to use to scale to ruin King Thor. And I'm like, that's why I gave you my statement. So you got to be careful with fan-made theories. And this is why we was talking about the last stream, the importance of how to power scale. Because you don't know how to power scale, you cause a lot of, you could trip up on a lot of crap. All right, let me go ahead and complete this. So with the Hyperion and all that, so the only reason why Thor even won is like, he's only 10 times stronger than Vegeta. I'm like, okay, first of all, this is bullcrap to begin with, because you literally made you literally made regular Super Saiyan God Vegeta only 13 times universal. So number one, that would only be wrong. Let's just acknowledge what they said, and let's just keep it 48, all right? We'll do the 48 times. We'll just say this is for Super Saiyan God. Then we'll use blue. Then we'll use Blue Evolution, and then we'll use their headcanon Ultra Ego multiplier. All right? So 48 times 20. 48 times 50 times 20 times another 20. So Vegeta would still fall short, but 960,000 is not that big of a difference, because if I take the same number and divide it by 960K, it's oh damn, that's still pretty damn big. Oh no, I screwed up. Hold up. I messed up. All right, 2 3 all right, hold up. Come on. All right. 2386800. All right, there we go. Divided by 960,000. There we go. Not 24 times. It will be 2.4 times weaker. Which Rage Boost can increase this. Emotional investment for characters in Dragon Ball can increase this. Vegeta fighting Granola for a couple minutes increased this. So I don't really agree with this. Because if that was Vegeta's maximum output, with only in a couple shots, he would already match Thor. That already is, it still flops. So they're kind of just checkmated themselves into a corner by utilizing the system. That's why you don't want to always use finitism. If we acknowledge both of them are multiverse plus, we don't even need to get into the numbers alone. At least not directly. We kind of get into the idea of other categories of what they could do, such as Thor's amazing hacks. But Vegeta also has hacks. Better hacks than Goku. Okay, they acknowledge that Vegeta's power can increase. This is stated by Starbrand, who possesses an incredible and precise understanding of the cosmos, confirming this estimation's legitimacy. Who the fuck is Starbrand? It's like, who the hell is Chris? Who the hell is Starbrand? Let me look it up. Oh, okay, okay. I thought they was talking about like a user, not the actual Star brand. I was like, man, y'all better not be talking about, because remember the last time they did that, they used some Kanzenshu comet. They used the Kanzenshu comet, who's a drag power levels of bullcrap, and they used that as a reason to downplay Goku versus Superman. Anyway, Ultra Ego's damage absorption can only take so much. Vegeta may have trained, blah blah blah, from birth, but Thor has fought for millennia. Much more reliable. Learning to adapt to Vegeta fairly easy. I mean, yeah, I guess, but it also comes down to like how strong has his foes been. Vegeta's transformation. 300 continued times the speed of light. Is moving in. Okay, Aries and Planck time. Even assuming Vegeta transformations increase his speed proportionally, it wouldn't be enough to close the speed gap. Well, why wouldn't you use his transformations to increase his speed in general? 70 quadrillion. Hold up. Oh, okay. Let me look at the scan. All right. Let's look at the scan. All right, so this is the billions group. I mean the million, billion, quadrillion, quintillion, sextillion, septillion, octillion. Okay. Nonillion, dectillion, undecillion, duodecillion. Very impressive. But bold of you to assume Vegeta's speed is finite. And what I mean by that is Goku, you could argue Goku was reacting in an extremely fast amount of time, because where he was not only predicting hit, as the battle progressed, he just reacted to him. So you can argue that for the manga. But since we're using anime and we're allowed to, chat, wouldn't Vegeta's power in a similar case, by the time, at least by the time he hits Ultra Ego, wouldn't Vegeta's power, at least for anime scaling, transcend time itself? Like Vado said for Jiren's power, as Jiren and Goku had other dimensional levels of speed, couldn't be detected, couldn't even be read or registered by any other lower ever fighters. Or the fact that hits time skip, oh, I'm gonna skip time. Goku's like, where I'm at is far beyond your time skip. You'd have to move along Planck time to do something like that, right? I just want to know what you guys think, chat. What do you guys think? I have Vegeta at infinite speed. I mean, I have him infinite speed in small burst. But I kind of also have Thor at infinite speed in small burst. I mean, Thor literally has infinite speed in certain cases. So, I mean, I'm not going to say, like, I disagree with Thor having potential consistent levels of speed that's faster. But I'm definitely going to disagree with this super big number. Screw attack can't power scale? I kind of agree. I mean, yeah, Buhan's energy could bypass infinity if you consider other dimensions. But we're not going to... No. Why didn't they... Planck time? Oh, they were moving in Planck length. You guys want to know who else was moving in Planck length? Objectively? You want to know? You want to know? Chat? You want to know? You want to know? Huh? You want to know? You want to know? You guys really want to know? I'll show you. There's one character who is moving beyond Planck time. Here we go. You guys ready? Dun, 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 dun. Hey! Who's this? How is he moving at Planck time? I don't know. I guess when you travel beyond temporality, time doesn't matter to you because your speed's immeasurable. So now what? Now what? It's a measurable speed? Are we not going to count it? Oh, it's an outlier, bro. All right, that's cool. All right. No problem. Hey, guys. Is Ultra Ego Goku and Vegeta roughly equalized? I mean, Ultra Ego Vegeta, is Granola Arc Ultra Ego Vegeta roughly equivalent to Ultra Instinct Omen? We can agree with that. I mean, that's reasonable. That's not a highball, right? Right? Because, hey, what's that? Hey, you can't use that skin. Hey, I didn't know Ki could do that. So Ki energy could resonate between that and people can dodge this stuff? Nah. We're not going to use that scan, nor the Zamasu scaling, right? It's too much, right? The freak out of here. Kefla said that she would one-shot a universe with her Ki blast, which we all know is infinite, and Goku dodged that blast with the Ultra Instinct. I mean, yeah. But it's not even like the speed of the blast, because that's like the power of the blast. Woohoo! We have 40 viewers! And for those of you, like I said, who are still new to the stream and to the chat, allow me to introduce myself. I'm ATARi HMB, and today we are going over a power scale and analysis to see if the versus battle between Vegeta and Thor is accurate. You missed a lot, but you can always rewind it, because I ain't deleting this. Let me go ahead and see this. The last points. So I already debunked that Thor is not stronger than Vegeta, or even if we use the death battle logic, Vegeta still would overcome that power gap later on. But the speed! Well, we already just proved that because you're using anime Vegeta, Vegeta has speed advantages that Thor can't overcome. What about if it was manga? Then I would have to give a concession to that then. To a degree. Considering there are a couple of other argumentations we can utilize there too. All right. So Mjolnir would absorb the Vegeta's Ki attacks. I can't disagree with that. I can't. But to say it would shut down all Vegeta's range attacks, Vegeta is very versatile and smart. Considering he's fought in androids who could absorb energy and such, I don't think he's going to make that mistake. I mean, he immediately adapted to Android 19. Right, chat? Right, chat? He adapted to someone who can already absorb energy. Does that apply to Dispo? Just asking because he showed up. He made a question. If he seems faster, then he is physically strong. Isn't there a scan where Vegeta's basically states the power, speed, and dB? I'm pretty sure I heard somewhere. I mean, yeah, power and speed amp are linear to a degree. Someone said he can absorb his energy back with Spirit Fission. Spirit Fission? We got to read up on that, guys, because, oh my goodness, there's so much misconception about Spirit Fission, Force Spirit Fission. At least I think there is. I could be wrong. If I get debunked on the stream, then I'm going to clown myself. But right now, let me try to remember the chapter. Was it chapter 64? Or is it like chapter 54? It's like early. Let me see. Okay. Let me see if I can get some scans on it to kind of understand exactly how it works. Yes, the fight started a long time ago. Wait, Vegeta, can you feel? Blah, blah, blah. No point to master this. No point, not until I master this technique. You don't got to rush it. Okay. All right. Let me see. But he have to hit Thor first. And with that much of a speed difference, easier said than done. Why would you assume Thor is that much faster than Vegeta because of the Planck time, but you don't use the World of Void scale for Vegeta to say they're roughly equal in speed? Could have said that. Thor could will the energy out of someone? He could take it back? Nah, I don't know about that, bro. Because then now you're arguing to no limits fallacy territory. You have to start discussing, has Thor ever dealt with somebody who is stronger than him? And I'm talking on a Vegeta level. Because if I really want to get into the actual scaling, even without absorbing, Vegeta's key reserves are not infinite. Okay, true. And his battles ended him at low energy. Exhausted by the end of the tournament of power. I'm like, yeah, but I don't know. Because he fought Topo, who warped infinity with his energy. A giant Hakai energy that warped infinity. So, another infinity feat. Thor fought an army for over a month straight. Guys, let me ask you this. Be honest. No bias Marvel fans. When Thor fought the army for 40 days and 40 nights, was he going all out? This isn't like a Yusuke feat where Yusuke is going 60 hours fighting someone stronger than him. This is Thor versus people who can't really whoop his butt like that. I just want to know, chat. Appreciate it. Just want to know. Thor has resisted existence erasure before. You will be mine, I shall possess you. Yeah, but possession is not the same as erasure of the soul. But anyway, physical and temporally. All dust that remains is dust. Oh, no. This is the thing I hate that people do the most. And they do it with Archie Sonic. They do it with so many characters. This is not existence erasure. Existence erasure is more than just this. Existence is the state of being. Existence is platonic to a degree. Well, it is. But, like, it depends on the existence of what being he's erasing. If you have enough power, Hakai energy erase you. It erased your soul. Okay? Which is also your spirit. Okay? It erases energy itself. If you watch the Tournament of Power again, when Frieza blasted Topo, his ki disappeared. Ki itself cannot touch destruction energy, and it gets dissipated out of existence. Meaning it's not in time or it's not in space. It's not nowhere. It's zero dimensional. It does not exist. It's zero dimensional. Does not exist. It is not anywhere anymore. That's existence erasure. But what else does Hakai erase? Temporally? What that means is it erases you on all levels of reality. That much is kind of known about Hakai energy. So, the temporality, yeah. But it's erasing your matter. And because we got confirmation from Fudamase, your dark matter, and essence. All atoms, every little level of atom there is, erased. Now, it doesn't stop there either. Okay? Because the fact is, Hakai energy erases your mind. If you can't overcome its will, you get erased from existence, which means you're gone. You're completely out of existence. If I recall, certain characters don't even remember what it's like being erased, which goes to show nothing exists. You can't remember what it means to be erased unless you're Toa or God of Destruction or someone crazy. No one Thor is crazy behind. He probably could do. He probably could. But I'm not saying Thor can't resist a Hakai. I'm just saying that if the Hakai gets to him, to argue what he survived, Thor survived having his soul possessed and taken. He didn't survive getting his soul eradicated from a metaphysical existence. He survived his body and matter and molecules being erased. Cool beans. Awesome. And I think he can. But the soul and the mind and the essence to be erased completely? No. Because if that's the case, why would anyone be threatened from Beyonder if Thor can do that? So to be erased, it means his energy, his time, his age. Oh, but it aged people until they died. It aged people until they died. Someone like Whis, that wouldn't work because he's immortal. Zamasu, that wouldn't work because he's immortal. Vegeta, that worked because he is mortal. But because of his time-resistant hacks, he'd be able to resist it. He'd resist from being aged. So Thor didn't resist getting erased. He just simply he resisted being aged to death. That's not the same as existence erasure. Do not compete. That is a false equivalence for sure. Will gags be allowed out of Versal since they don't know any physics? Nah, I wouldn't say so. How can erase something like spiritual power? Spiritual power is everything in existence, even love, and transcend the universe because love of something. That's the whole nature of it. How do you erase levels of conceptuality? That's how Hakai works. It's a conceptual, and I'm not saying outer-versal conceptual, but it's conceptual to a degree on what its essence is to erase. Just like the spirit. He's like, I'm a spirit and I'm already dead. How do you erase what's dead? I'm death. How do you erase me? Beerus, there's nothing Hakai energy cannot erase. What about immortals? Hard to say. Because you can just argue Zamasu has a higher level of immortality type. Which kind of is confirmed in Xenoverse, but I'm not going to go there and try to use headcanon like they're doing. Let me read the rest. The God Blast, which could kill Galactus. And the multiverse is safe only so long as I can... Oh, it threatened Galactus. But thing is, Galactus can be weakened, so it's hard to tell if it's a full power Galactus or not. I mean, granted, I still think Thor is multiversal, but, you know. That's a level of power well beyond anything we've seen in Dragon Ball because the infinite multiverse... they probably forgot about Zeno, but that's okay. Thor was too much for the principal scene. Okay. The winner is Thor. Okay. Well, while we watch the stream, guys, my overall input of the battle was it's pretty interesting. Regardless of me disagreeing, I disagree. I think the representation was inconsistent. I think the analysis... So here's how I feel about it. I feel the analysis was inconsistent. I feel the analysis was not adhering to the source material. Therefore, it was missing pieces of evidence. I also believe the analysis was ad hoc. For those who don't know what that means, ad hoc means made up on the spot, like an excuse you just make up on the spot, like you just find a reason. And I felt the ad hoc part was when they said Super Saiyan God, Saiyan Beyond God, Super Saiyan God, was only 13 point etc. times universal, when before they said it was 9 times universal for at least base Goku. So why change that? Why not acknowledge that earlier they literally acknowledged that Super Saiyan 3 Saiyan Beyond Goku would clap the Hulk in one shot? But then now they're changing their mind on it. It's like they don't address these issues, and it leaves a level of inconsistency that begs the question. So as we've seen, the only argument we have that's using their same logic without reaching to any other sources, Vegeta's stronger. Using their logic without reaching any sources, Thor does have feats of being faster. But we have to also factor in that they suppressed evidence by not providing the infinite Zamasu feat, Goku surpassing Hit's time skip feat, Goku surpassing Hit's time skip feat twice, Jiren surpassing Hit's time skip, and along with the fact that even a god slowdown clock stopper couldn't even put up physical images of Dispo and Frieza. So even then, you still beg the question, huh? And then, of course, the World of Void, which is infinite, shook him by Jiren, shook him by Omen 1 Ultra Instinct Goku, and warped completely to an infinite level by God Topo, who is confirmed weaker than Blue Evolution. They could have used that information to say, well, Vegeta should already be infinite, because they could have used that information to say, well, given what God Topo was able to do, we could confirm Vegeta is able to destroy an infinite size universe. No amount of numbers could match up to that of Thor. Nothing Thor has can match up to that. Or they could have said, well, Thor, the Marvel Universe, is also infinite, though. Easy. Now we kind of got a stalemate going on with the two. And we could talk about the hacks. But both of each other, I feel Thor has more hacks, but Vegeta's hacks are more versatile and effective, or more efficient for battle. Because Thor's hacks, although they're a novelty, especially in specific areas, Vegeta's is more effective. Thor, how long has Thor fought someone at his exact level? Or someone slightly stronger than him, if not much stronger? So, yeah. I agree, IDK. They contradicted themselves. They were back and forth on their own argumentation. So, overall, if you're a normie, and what that means is if you're someone who doesn't power scale actively, but just passively because you like the Death Battle series, allow me to just tell you that the reason I disagree are the 5 main key points. Number 1, Dragon Ball's universe, as we discussed earlier throughout the stream, is much larger than, at least in our opinion, we did an entire mathematical equation utilizing a statement from the Daizenshu and the anime, which says that heaven is the size of the universe. Utilizing that statement alone, as I'm going to show you right now, was able to give us a consistent notion that, as you can see right here, the macrocosm is 48 times bigger than an observable universe, because we got the diameter of heaven, which would be the diameter of our observable universe, 93 billion light years, and we did the mathematics. So with the mathematics, we was able to use the area formula to find out the diameter, find out the general area, and kind of give an estimate of the volume of such a sphere, what it would be like. Just an estimate. And we was able to get a concrete evidence that it's at least 48 times bigger than the universe. I did not include the Kaioshin realm, which operates outside the universe itself and is 1/10 that size. in all of its glory, which would be another additional 4.8. So if you add that, that's another 4.8 times bigger than universal, and you can get that. That's about 52.8 times universal. So even with that number, it completely shakes the entirety scale of everything we were just doing. So as you guys can see, with using raw mathematics, we're able to debunk their estimation of the Dragon Ball universe, not because they don't know what they're doing, but because they're not utilizing resources to give us an accurate calculation. If you want to get resources or get an understanding of some level of an attempt to get a objective or have something that's more supported through a preponderance of evidence, you want to be able to use these mathematical formulas. And that's exactly what we did. We used these formulas. We was able to get a scale. We know that they downplayed the universe at least 3 times over to be 3 times smaller than it actually is. And I think that is a bit disingenuous of them. Actually, 4 times bigger, because 13 times 4 is 52. So perfect. So it's literally almost a perfect 4 times smaller. They made the universe of Dragon Ball 4 times smaller than it actually is based on this calc we did. Even though we know Fusion's Guide, Daizenshu 4, and twice in Daizenshu 7, that the Dragon Ball universe is infinite for the living world. Oh, wait. Maybe I should say the 5th is confirmed by Takeo Koyama, who is a screenwriter. Why didn't they use his statements? I don't know. But he himself has already confirmed the living world is 4th dimensional and infinite. The afterlife, he agreed, is transcending of higher dimensions, and even he agreed that he believes that Dragon Ball's cosmology is consistently around the 5th to 6th dimensional levels, which is funny because that's what I've concluded on before he even started answering these questions based upon the information on the Fusion's data book saying the afterlife transcends. And we're going to go ahead and show you guys a couple scans. Because, again, this is for the normies. I know a lot of everyone else in the chat knows this already, but I just kind of want to give the people who don't. Screw Attack doesn't show you this scan. Dragon Ball characters called the Other World, etc. Look, I don't give a dang about this. I don't know why my wife does shopping there. Anyway, calls the Other World in Next Dimension are a pretty good way of describing it. It's truly another reality that isn't connected to ours except on the most metaphysical level. This would be amazing if Screw Attack used this information. It is not as simple as the Western concept of heaven or hell. It is an entirely separate universe that encompasses another level of reality. Another level. Okay? Which is just confirming it transcends. So, the Other World is truly that. An entire universe with its own set of rules. Now, people think, for those of you, again, who may say, but isn't this like an English-American data book? We got another scan. We got another scan that also confirms the afterlife is a separate dimension, because here, the gods of heaven who are high in the heaven, or in the sky, depending on the translation, and the transcendental, and transcend dimensions that cannot be seen from the human world are looking on the whole world from here. Herms gave his translation. He said transcendental. Transcendental and transcend are the exact same words and definitions. For those of you who are skeptical, we're going to go ahead and look up transcendental on an old dictionary. And I'm talking about old dictionary that comes back as far as the 1800s. Because I could show you, I've showed it many times on my stream and on my other videos. Transcendental. So it means superamient. So superamient means to surpass or be beyond. In fact, the same dictionary will tell you that as you look it up. Emient in superior degree, surpassing others, specifically in excellence. So there you go there. And it says surpassing others as a transcendental being. Then it goes into the other areas of what this means. If you look up transcendental in the modern dictionary, transcendental, for those of you who are skeptical, most people think, it's just relating to spiritual or non-physical. But the reality is, because of this, true transcendentalism as itself, because it's relating or denoting the transcendentalism, transcendental comes from the Latin word transcend. So again, based on the idea, or what's the word, transere or so. But here's another definition. A lot of people love to use this, but they don't remember. Transcendental and transcend come from the Latin word transcendere. There he is, or climb or go over beyond. Keep in mind, this is not just this is the second definition of transcendental, or third, that we have so far. And keep in mind, when it says has to do with the spiritual, most and all of Buddhism, Islam, Christianity / Catholicism, even Kabbalahism, which, and then you have Judaism, which I don't consider those the same, okay? Which Judaism and Christianity should technically be the same, but we're not going to get into that. The whole thing is that Egyptology, Mesopotamia, Sumerian religion, all of those religions, coincidentally, throughout history and their etymology in their different languages, whether it be Chinese, traditional old school Chinese, Phoenician Hebrew, Egyptian Canaanite script, or the hieroglyphic script, depending on the dynasty, all of them pretty much agree to the same notion that spirituality is beyond, aka metaphysic, beyond the physical or material world. By nature, it transcends. So no matter how you splice it or try to circular reason their way around getting a different definition, or I should just say argue semantics and try to cherry pick, you can't deny the fact that transcendental will still always acknowledge it as transcending. As we already proved, the afterlife, the Dragon Ball regular cosmology is already fourth dimensional according to Koyama, 3 other guides, and as an additional one. But it also shows that this is a transcending realm, sources from the same data book, Koyama, and this data book right here, Daisenshu 4. Now, for those of you who are skeptical that it's a separate reality, it's like, oh, it's not really a separate dimension. The same anime in 1989 in June 8th, when the episode was released in Japan and aired on its first debut, they utilized the term separate space and time. I think it's very important I give this information out to you guys, but I think I'm done rambling on about that. Overall, I think this was a good battle as far as the animation goes, but its accuracy is no. I give it a D. D, as in it's a good, valiant effort on trying to actually scale the Dragon Ball cosmology to be bigger than regular Universal, but a bad one. But a lot of those points, they get deducted 2 entire grades because they literally took their old video information and contradicted their own video information and ignored other scans that can be scaled proportionate to Thor. The best argument could have been if Thor and Vegeta end up destroying the planet, Thor has a better chance of survival than Vegeta. That would have been a really good issued argument. And it could have also been other areas of where Thor could have excelled in the battle, such as absorbing energy and redirecting it and damaging Vegeta heavily. But even then, 9 times out of 10, as far as going on head-to-head, Vegeta will ultimately win in raw power. Now, I'm going to go ahead and invite some people into the stream. By going to the stream chat. So, we're going to go ahead there and, try to see a couple things. So, let me just go ahead and address a couple things about Marvel, though. I think this is important. Now, keep in mind, a lot of things... a lot of things are going to be different from every other interpretation. But before we do all of that, as I'm getting the fellas to assemble, I'm trying to really get the idea of Force Spirit Fission. All right, so this is it. This is it right here. Let's skip the chapters. I want to say chapter 60. Okay. And Goku messes up his own Ultra Instinct because he's trying to force it to give him more power, when in reality it's not about that. Even though it's stronger than Blue. It's not like when he was in the Tournament of Power with Jiren, so it wasn't as proficient. And then... okay, and then Vegeta pops up. Alright, let's see here. Vegeta pops up. You want someone stronger than you, you found him. That's the Super Saiyan Blue form used at the Tournament of Power. What's changed? Not sure. Alright. So, let's go ahead. Continue. That's the Blue Evolution variant. So first off, he's fat. First off, Vegeta's fast enough to tag. Can anyone even see this? Okay, good. Vegeta's fast enough to tag Moro. So that's already important. And then Moro's like, okay. Yes, you have gained a considerable amount of power. You're still not able to contend with me. Damn, that barely had any effect. What the heck? He sure talked a big game, but he clearly can't deliver. And then he comes in again. Vegeta has gotten stronger. I barely recognize him. But Moro is still more powerful than him. It's a level that can't be overcome with training alone. I mean, it makes sense. Moro can compete with UI. I do commend you for elevating your power to such heights. You'll make the finest meal yet. And as he goes on, I doubt Vegeta's never been one to misread an opponent's strength. Okay, so we just kind of got an idea. This could have been useful in the battle, that Vegeta would never misread someone's strength like Goku would. That's also why I said certain characters versus Vegeta would destroy. All right. So then Vegeta's using martial arts and technique and skill, and he's using skill, etc. He's chipping away, and then he grabs Vegeta, slams him down, and then Vegeta comes up, and Goku's like, thought so. And then Vegeta's kicking him, and Vegeta, this new move of yours, Force Spirit Fission, okay? More of his attacks are landing. Is Vegeta somehow getting stronger? No, it looks like Moro is actually getting weaker. What in the world? So then, right here, all of the spirit you stole for yourself, those souls, that life energy, I've simply liberated it. So there's that. Then we have this. And keep in mind, the spirit energy that was stolen by the Moro God returned to the planets it came from. So this thing isn't only limited to Earth. It's a universal level. What's this move he's planning to use? A Force Spirit Fission. And then Goku, and then, you doing okay, Dad? What's this move he's using? Explain. Force Spirit Fission. So it looks like Goku's explaining it. It tears things apart that were combined through fusion or absorption. I've never actually seen it used before. And Goku would know. So this right here confirms, like, I knew it. I'm really happy about this. I'm so happy I knew this. So like I said, even fusion, if things were combined through fusion, this would work. So the Guardian Amp, which is a fusion, would be nullified. So any other amps or things that Thor can use could be nullified. I mean, it's even argued that, like, well, not like Orochi, who could take away your Kekkei Genkai, but, or anything that's adopted to you. But yeah, you mean this is the life energy of those he killed? Yes, I could even extract those other Namekians you combined with ages ago. Care to try? So Vegeta could literally separate Kami. You read this, chat. I'm not making this up. He says it himself. I could even extract those Namekians you've combined it with ages ago. So when people say, like, but Thor and Odin are part of each other, they're like one, at least the four. What's it called? The Odin's, whatever. Anyway, the fact that Vegeta could separate someone like Kami from Piccolo. The fact that Vegeta could separate someone like Kami from Piccolo. What does that tell you? Good going, Vegeta. That wasn't a move I managed to learn. Of course it wasn't. And then Vegeta goes on about how he's a prodigy. To be honest, it's never sat with me. Absorption, fusion, and all that stuff, it doesn't reflect one's inherent power. All I crave is a fair fight. So Vegeta, knowing him, he'd probably take away a lot of the powers that Thor may use as amps and try to fight him head up. All right, let me see here. Bad writing in the moral arc. Oh yeah, that. Anyway. Hello, how big is a single Marvel universe? You know how big a cosmic scalar? Isn't that duality manipulation? A little bit more than that, but yeah. Rune King Thor and even base Thor can be scaled to outer Bursal? That could be a huge advantage in Vegeta's favor. Thor is a man, but Rune King Thor most definitely, at least in my opinion. Rune King Thor, I would have, like I said, I'm not going to give comments on. If we're going to use Rune King Thor, then I would use Timebreaker Vegeta. That's all I would say. But we all know how that's going to turn out. We all know how that's going to turn out. Oh, damn. Sorry. I mean, Outer Versal still wouldn't fit the tier, but damn, Vegeta has gotten insane. I really need to get up on the current DB manga. I mean, Rune King Thor, it's hard to really give an accuracy on that. All right, let me see something. All right, Roz, if you are down, if you are down, Roz, we can meet in the stream chat. But I definitely want to. I definitely want to go over this, especially with the stream right now. All right, y'all. Let's continue. Can you show everyone Koyama's statements again? I could, Ariel Ramirez, but I mean, I could. Give me a moment. All right. So here's a couple of them. Is the Dragon Ball Hell infinite? I'm sorry to ask you a lot of questions. Thank you for giving me an answer. And man, Koyama already went about how he believes the afterlife is a higher dimension. So he goes to answer, the so-called hell is the fourth dimensional world. It is infinite, including the universe. So he made sure to not just say hell is infinite. He's saying the universe. So the living world is infinite. So, yeah. Again. And then this is him. I think Goku lives in the three-dimensional world of our Earth. And the parallel world Earth. It is as the same as the Earthling. I think it's reasonable to think that the gods, including the god of the world, live in at least the fifth and sixth dimensional planes. Or the sixth plane. Because people claim he's more than six. Yeah, because the guy said, I said this. Is Goku somewhere complex multiversal? Because people claim he is more than 6D, 7D. I've changed the front part of the question, please, because autocorrect messed it up. And when somebody asked him, do you think... somebody asked Koyama, do you believe that the afterlife is higher dimensions? I re-asked him the same question. I'll go to my Twitter and show you guys. But anyway, Koyama says, the views of the original author, Akira Toriyama, are probably primary. It means are certainly primary. But if my personal opinion is allowed, I think it is a world of higher dimensions. So this is personal opinion because he believes he shouldn't overwrite Toriyama. And as we know in Japanese culture, it is impolite. But we all know how Toriyama feels about the afterlife. It's stated right here in Daizenshuu 4. So, there really is no room to misinterpret anything. And for those of you who are curious, I'll show you the scan where I actually asked Koyama. Here it is. I asked him this here. I pretty much I gave it the translation of exactly what it says. Daizenshuu 4, 1995. And I translate it verbatim. And I say, is this accurate? And if you want to see the translation, hello, Mr. Koyama. My Japanese is very beginner. I enjoy the story, humor, and the power of madness of Dragon Ball characters. My question is in Daizenshuu 4, the other world transcends dimensions invisible to the human world. How do you interpret this? Do you want to know how he interprets it? He responded to me. And you know what his response was? Let me see if I can grab it again. Let me see, because he gave me a response, but I don't even know. I don't even know if he has his response anymore. Goku's 10D Souls Ramiro. Exactly, I agree with that. Anyway, I'm probably not gonna find his original comment, but I will say this, that that from what I remember, oh, here it is, the retweet. Ugh, come on, click it. Give me the retweets. Quote tweet, there it is. Ah, no, he deleted it. So Koyama originally had a quote tweet of this. I have a screenshot in my conversation with Roz in the DMs, so I have to show you guys. But he originally had a quote tweet where it said, I my apologies, or gomenosai. I believe I've already answered questions like that in regards and given my expression. If you'd like to look through, you can find it. So Koyama, pretty much everything I've already showed you is in correspondence with that. I also want to kind of read some of the Marvel scans that we have, because I want to prove that Thor and the Hulk scaling, they're crazy. But I think there are a lot of missing information that people really don't look at. So let me go ahead and begin that. First, let me go ahead and assemble. All right. So Roz, I'll see you in the stream chat. Hi. Okay. But yeah, overall, now I don't have to worry about audio getting in the way. And yeah. Oh yeah. Thank you very much. ATARi, I sent some more on the Discord too. Awesome. Konami and Fudamase really gave Dragon Ball a big amp and relevation on how Dragon Ball is and the bigger it is. I agree. No problem, Roz. Take your time. If you have to restart your laptop, I just wanted to kind of discuss some of these scans with other people. And now we're going to talk a little bit about where I think Thor, without the Rune King amp nonsense and stuff, where he would scale. And at least for the most part, particularly. At least within the Marvel cosmology. So again, let's understand the first thing about Marvel, because again, I do not like to downplay Marvel, but I think a lot of people need to understand a couple things when it comes to Marvel. Let's get rid of this scan, that scan, and yeah, let's go ahead and begin. So, chat, pay attention. The human mind cannot encompass the true nature of the multiverse. Yet, if we were to think of it in a simple two-dimensional terms, we could picture it as an infinite spectrum. Okay. At the center of this actual centerless spectrum, because man is a naturally entocentric species, we could arbitrarily place the infinity of the universes which share three spatial dimensions, such as man's own. So, not only do we know the universe has the level of infinity, but there's an infinite number of universes with three spatial dimensions. Perfect. High universal. That's what we call that. So, let's move to the next one. The Earth universe, which is home alike to humankind and to Galactus and the Celestials, is embodied in the entity known as eternity and its sister death. Its mathematicians quibble endlessly as to whether or not its space or time know any boundaries. And this is what they say. Remember, this is the perspective of man, because of mathematicians. Men have much to learn before they understand even the tiny cosmic pond in which they live. Man's universe has its own infinite number of variants, sometimes known as alternate universes, explored by the race of watchers.
And nope, not that one. A high. We'll talk about you. We'll talk about you later on, my friend. Okay. All these variants share the same 3 spatial dimensions and obey roughly the same natural laws, which men call science. Now, do not get confused. When they say all share spatial dimensions, they're talking about the high universes and the alternate universes. There are an infinite number of these, but this sits. They're saying the actual essence of the universe is on a 3rd dimensional level. But they're not saying that. You do not use this information to say, oh, it's only like infinite number of 3D universes. That's it. Not even universe plus. Like, no, it's not it at all. So let's not downplay. As we move away from the center of this hypothetical spectrum, we encounter other universes, which may still have 3 spatial dimensions, but where natural laws may be somewhat different. Different laws of physics. Different laws itself. The negative zone in the universe of Archon's pole, Machis, are only 2 among many of these. Then outward of these, we come to a variety of smaller pocket universes. Keyword, smaller pocket universes. These are inhabited by benevolent gods and by evils, demons, who, like sharks cruising around an atoll or an island, prey on the psychic flat sim of the larger human inhabited universes. Further outward, we encounter universes whose numbers of spatial dimensions is irrational, as witness pi, that mystic number which stretches onward into infinity. 3.14. Watch this. Pi, the whole number. So you see this number? 3.14159265358979323846, etc. They have a 3 point. Marvel has a 3.14 dimension. Crazy. Oh man, I'm 3D. I'm infinitely I'm stronger than any 2-dimensional being. Well, I'm 3.14D and I'm infinitely stronger than you. Trust me, guys. Marvel gives a lot of brain farts in this case, but it's amazing. That's why I personally sometimes think Marvel's a little more impressive than DC in that regard. No, my freaking thing. Come here, you monkey. Ugh. So much for Monkey Monday. Whoa. Stop falling out of my hand. Ugh. All right. God dang, bro. Boom, boom. Boom, boom. Turn the lights up, baby. Watch this, baby. Anyway. Now listen. Any human, and I'll look at irrational number as well as pi, a mystic number which stretches onward into infinity. Any human visual representation of these universes is necessarily distorted or incomplete. Among these are Tiburo's 6th dimension, Taza's lonely domain, Nightmare's dimension of dreams, and the dark dimension, of which more will be said. So, if we're reading this right, chat, if we're reading this right, where does this place the dark dimension? I want to see if you guys are following me so far.
Okay, class, we're gonna follow up with you.
What's up, Andre? Andre? I would like to introduce Animal ATARi. I think you mentioned that life fibers contain microverses. Would that affect kill scaling? Yeah, it could. Because it could affect their level of AP. According to Chuck, the dark dimension is universal. Yo, what's up, Mr. Azama? Welcome to the stream. Oh, what's up, Andre? Are you there now?
Can you hear me now?
Yep, I can hear you now. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm just gonna say this right now, Roz. I don't know what Chuck's reason to why he has dark dimension universal. I'm just going with what I'm reading. But all I know is he says, I think he said Chuck said it was, or something along those lines. I don't know, but I'm gonna go off. What'd you say, Andre?
I don't know why scale it to universal somehow.
I mean, I don't think the dark dimension would hold an infinite subset of infinite subsets that bypass Aleph Null level of dimensions that transcend the prior. Because nothing suggests it does. So I'm just going to, at least from what I know, maybe, because, I mean, he's a guru on it. He might know something I don't. So I don't know. But I am going to say this. I'm going to read what I'm seeing on screen for the chat, at least. Among these are 6th dimension, Taza's lonely domain, Nightmare's dimension of dreams, and the dark dimension, of which more will be said later. These are the universes whose number of spatial dimensions range between 2.7268409, etc., and 6.2985923, etc., though natural laws therein may change from science to magic. These are all share a commonality of concepts. Hence, they are grouped together into a cluster. Man's cluster is one of the responsibilities of the all-powerful being known as the living tribunal. Journeying toward lower than universes with fewer than 2.7, etc. dimensions, or towards higher ones, higher than 6.29 dimensions. One enters universes which are truly different. Yet even there, life exists, albeit in forms totally inconceivable to mankind. The so-called dark dimension has a greater number of spatial dimensions than man's universe. Man's universe, okay? Don't get it twisted and think this is universal. It says man's universe. But anyway, as it says, because the gravitational force between two bodies there decrease rapidly with distance, the orbits of its celestial bodies are unstable. Stars cannot exist there, for no pressure would be there for gravity. Thus, light itself becomes a variable phenomenon, subject to local conditions. Likewise, the fabric of space itself is more porous there, since gravity, which is in the glue of the universe, is weaker. And it just goes on. And it even says here, there the living tribunal takes other shapes to administer the other clusters. And it even says here, electrons either escape from the atom or else spiral into a nucleus, rendering electrical forces in existence. And it said this leads to an abundance of warps. Actually, charged vacuums leads to, in turn, a myriad of adjacent pocket universes. Myriad can also mean infinite for those who don't think it does. It can mean an immense number, indefinite. Okay, or innumerable to tens of thousands. So depending on the context of how myriad is used, it could mean that. Overall, I want to say, in my humble opinion, based on what I'm seeing from the scans and the context clues that have been left to us over the old school Marvel, the Dark Dimension seems to be a low complex multiversal level. At least. In Dimensions of Dreams, agreed. If the Dimension of Dreams transcends, I agree. So this is why I said I have the Hulk and even high-end feats of Thor at low complex. Now, chat, could we kind of get an idea and say we can agree that based on the evidence we're seeing, at least on this screen, we can agree that higher end scalings for Thor should be low complex, right? Given that he can compete with the Hulk in certain areas, even though he loses a lot. Can we agree with that? And by the way, Andre, do you think this also kind of makes a little bit of sense consistently within the lore and the overall scaling? Because Thor has fought many multiversal threats as well as the Hulk, right? So them being low complex is not too crazy, right?
I mean, it it's a bit crazy though.
On the higher end, at least. Like for a higher end interpretation.
It'll make more sense now because considering Thor is the one of the Phoenix, apparently. I guess it makes sense now.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, everyone agreed. A lot of people are actually agreeing. That's good. That's why I was saying, like, and again, I want to say this as a disclaimer. There are people out there who know more Marvel than I do. I'm not someone who's going to have as much knowledge on Marvel as I would with Dragon Ball. Otherwise, I would pioneer a lot of like the scaling for it. But I am going to say that I know how to read a scan. That's why I made the video on Cantor's Infinity to explain it to people, because a lot of other people who follow Marvel may not be able to explain that scan because they'll say, hey, yeah, it is a mathematical inconsistency. That's just appeal to reality. No, it's not that it's appeal to reality. It's that you just have to understand how to explain it. One thing I'm grateful to God for is that I have this ability to really be analytical about certain things and break it down. And I think that's why a lot of people, and I'm grateful to many of you viewers out there who reach out to me, because you reach out to me because I'm able to take some of these scans and try to simplify it in the best way possible, giving you both a higher end, mid end, and lower end interpretation to give you an estimated approximation of ranges you can kind of place these characters at. You can have Thor at multi-solar system, or you can even have an extreme high end of saying that, based on the temporal fifth dimension, etc., the nightmare and the dark dimension being in the same the same structure of the sentence. You can argue with this alone kind of provides evidence that, yeah, they have to at least be low. At the highest high ends, I can get them to low complex.
Not freaking out of Versal.
What's up? What's up, Russ?
Sorry.
Nothing much, man. So let's talk a little bit about the next scan I wanted to bring up. This one is dangerously overused. I want to go ahead and talk about how a couple of these scans. So let's go ahead and talk about a couple of these that people tend to misjudge or misuse. So let's go ahead and talk about this one for starting off. It's going to be a little bit difficult because before I had the scans all in sequence, but right now they're not all immediately in sequence. But I do want to still at least read it to people to kind of give them an idea. So, like I said, most fiction is never going to really like arbitrarily make statements of low complex and stuff. Most of them are going to hit this this level of infinity that's going to just push you into the boundaries of, I don't know, about multiverse plus low complex. That's usually what happens with most of them. Infinite parallel worlds. Nobody really goes beyond that in most fiction. It's the power scalers that interpret it. So, for example, this says, remember, Ben, don't let go of that line. My life is in your hands. There can be no turning back, and once I turn this lever, the phase and the mechanism will automatically be done or to transfer no matter what. Reading the whole context of the scan. And as I say, I've done it. The universe seems to be tearing itself apart, falling apart. I've shredded the very fabric of infinity, which again proves Marvel universes are infinite. I just need to say that because I don't like downplay on either side. So, need to make that clear. Marvel universes are infinite. So, no, it's not that Hyperion is only 2 times universal. No, he is low multiversal. Get over it. Downplayers, at least. All right, so the very fabric of infinity, where all positive matter is transposed into a negative form. And now I'm plunging through the result of the void, which I've created in the space-time dimensional barrier. Now remember, dimensional barrier is just in this context regarding the spatial temporality. Now he says, it's almost more than a human eyes can bear. I'm actually witnessing a 4th dimensional universe, but the effect of seeing it with 3-dimensional vision is indescribable. Now Marvel follows a little bit of a different rule. We know there are infinite number of 3-dimensional universes they have, but this is the 4th dimensionality or the 4th dimensional spectrum of the universe, which should be infinitely larger. In this context, this is obviously going to be universal plus. The line, which is tied to me, is my only contact with reality. If that should break, I'd be lost forever. Everything is moving faster now. The universe has become a vast kaleidoscope of light and sound. There's only one explanation. I'm finally approaching my goal. I'm at the very edge of subspace. Subspace is always noted to be the space between universes, and is usually always 4D or 5D because it's usually where timelines or the space between universes, aka 5D, in most fictions and scaling. conservatively. With that said, we go to the next scan. I've done it. I'm drifting into a world of limitless dimensions. Okay? It's the crossroad of infinity, the junctions to everywhere. First of all, the crossroads of infinity means there are infinite crossroads. A crossroad in this context is a reference when it comes to parallel or string theory of parallel worlds, mostly in the case of where worlds interconnect and cross over. They say the double dash is to indicate a connector here because it says the junction to everywhere. Junction is another way to say crossroad because a junction is a link between things. Even KOF has infinite junctions, and you didn't see Roz saying, "Oh, it's infinite hyperversal." Remember that, Roz?
Yeah, I am not saying KOF is hyperversal or if it's hyperversal. I can make an argument for hyperversal. Yes, he says I'm not going to because I want to be thorough on everything that I look through.
Mm-hmm. Even though
the argument, yes.
Even though clearly they follow membrane theory, they clearly do.
Exactly. So I'm not just gonna sit here and say, "Oh yeah, Orochi is outerversal because he scales above verse and reverse, who are clearly 12-dimensional beings who can tear through dimensional membranes and all that other fun stuff." I'm not gonna do that because that's disingenuous.
It's okay. I don't mind if you do it because the fact that Geese Howard one-shots anti-spiral is hilarious. But let me continue. I've done it. I've drifted into a world. World just means the state of existence. Now, for those of you, because remember, this is like, we're talking 80s, right? 80s, early 80s, 70s. How old is this, man? I don't even remember the issue of this book. I know it's like, it has to be like late 70s, early 80s or mid 80s. But regardless, for those of you, I'm going into an old definition of world because most people don't use this definition anymore. World means the universe, the whole system of created goals, vast bodies. And I'm talking fast like I'm Ben Shapiro because I'm just trying to not exceed a certain time limit over the stream. But it says the heavens as we speak, heavenly world, upper world, blah, 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 the earth, lower world. But it also says system of beings. But it could also mean the present state of existence as we are. So I just want to make that clear. When he says world, does not mean a planet. I'm drifting into a world, aka a state of existence of limitless, aka infinite dimensions. Now, dimensions in this context is not him saying, "Oh, this is infinite dimensional," because the context of dimension earlier, as we see, is in reference to spatial temporal regarding space time, not an infinite number of universes that transcend the prior, where we clearly learned about spatial temporalities that transcend or were larger. As they stated with the scan with the Tribunal and the other gods and the dark dimension, that was a lot more specific on where they were going with. This is just talking about limitless dimensions, and then he goes to explain. Now, what is this limitless dimensions? Oh, it's the crossroads of infinity. What is that? Well, it's basically the junction to everywhere. So they repeat themselves. Everywhere is infinity. Crossroad is junction. You have to learn how to compare. A lot of people don't actually have that English comprehension level to break down sentences like this with context clues. And that's why you get a lot of random people saying outerversal this, hyperversal that, etc. And there's no disrespect, but remember, a lot of our audience, and I don't mean this in any disrespectful way, are usually going to be either freshmen entering into high school who's getting into power scaling, or older young adults who are very prideful and didn't do their fact checking in order to actually understand what they're reading. They're not really the best at breaking down syntax of grammatical sentence structures to understand correlation and connections to how certain things can function upon the algorithm. Versus Battle Wiki, like I said, has a lot of smart people when it comes to breaking down scans like this because they can understand exactly what we're talking about and saying, well, we can't just assume it's outerversal. But they also are full of a bunch of where they just lose all senses and just go monkey if it's their favorite verse. I love this verse. Yeah, man. You want to wank it? Yeah, man. Like, let's just freaking wank it, bro. Like, yeah. Stole logic out the window. So anyway, continuing on. There you have it. So no, this scan doesn't prove infinite dimensions, and it doesn't prove outerversal Thor. Sorry. But then we go to the next scan. It was a vortex of a myriad of all spiraling upwards into an infinity beyond infinity. What's an infinity beyond infinity? Well, if the universe is infinite, if timelines are infinite, and you have infinite crossroads, well, there you go. There's your answer. Infinite crossroads. But we already just talked about in the prior scan. About infinity, right? I've shredded the very fabric of infinity because the universe is considered infinite in not just this scan, but in other scans, right? You see the consistency? So when you say infinity beyond infinity, well, 3D, I have infinite 3D and an infinite number of these 3D and 4D universes. So I'm 5D. All right. Were they variations of my own reality or mirror? And he asks, were they variations of my own reality or mirror images? When you say variation of my own reality, you're asking yourself a variation, aka alternate, because variation means alternate. Didn't we just learn about alternate universes? You see, when you learn to connect the dots like this, you learn to see the level of consistency they're drawing with this, or mirror images. This I would not learn, for I chose that moment to look into the cosmic abyss, and with a soul-searing jolt, understood the parallel my reality faced. It should not have been this low within the vortex. My all, what is his all, was adrift, nearing the edge of oblivion. Well, what is oblivion? Well, again, the state of non-existence, or depending on how you want to interpret the adjective of destruction. This was why I had been summoned. And there's more scans that go into details regarding this, but I just wanted to break down the very basics of it and kind of share with you, chat. This is how, like I said in my last stream, this is how you power scale for the most part. You have to understand the context of what you're scaling. You have to be careful of certain adjectives. Using infinite in one scan doesn't mean the monolithical infinite in the next. Using boundless in one scan doesn't mean boundless in the next. Using dimension in one scan doesn't mean spatial temporality complexities. Otherwise, like I said, Renningon would be universal, which is not. If you think so, I'm gonna slap you in your... No, I'm just kidding. But anyway. Immortal, this is a DB community. LOL, hop off my... Dang. I don't know, this guy doesn't know scaling. Renegade, Immortal, this is a DB community. Okay. Assuming it's outer is retarded, bro. I agree, IDK. I mean, Marvel, DB, and Outerversal are fiction as well. Yet, if they didn't have statements, then they wouldn't be complex, etc. Not Outerversal. Those dimensions could be not even universal, even if they were to the context. Do you want me to... All right, let me see. That's Samurai 8. Shapiro sucks. Don't imitate him. Listen. Don't tell me what to do. It's my stream. If I want... Listen. My name is... Oh, what do you think about that, Roz?
So, one of my friends who I'm gaming while also doing the stream with you right now. One of my friends literally says, like, if I hear Outerversal one more doggone time, I'm going to scream.
Listen, man, like, Outerversal has been malleable. It's been a very malleable topic, and and everyone keeps talking about it every time.
You could hear what's alright, but he said, "Oh my God, shut up!"
Oh man, that's funny. That's definitely how Ben Shapiro talks. He talks extremely fast, bro, and he'll start. I know that's definitely one of his words.
God.
And you have the leftist power scalers who's over here just saying whatever they want because the leftist power scalers because they're leftist power scalers, and it's not to be disrespectful, they're leftist power scalers because all they do is they sit there and they come up with a narrative, and if you disagree with them, then you're pretty much you're going to get in trouble from the community. If as long as it's a series that they agree with, it's in similar case to the leftist argument. If you all agree that Dragon Ball sucks and they're no more than Universe Plus, then you're a god amongst them. But if you agree with anything else that they say and you think that, oh well, I don't think this visual novel's Outerversal, they will hang you on the guillotine. And that's exactly what we're talking about. It's a malleable argument that's been hammered on the community over and over and over again. We're getting really sick and tired of it because there's so many logical fallacies that people throw in all the time. There you go. That's my bench.
You're going in.
Yo, David Michael said, okay, you're spot on. All right, I'm gonna stop right there. But that's what Ben Shapiro would do if he was doing power scaling.
I never want to see Ben Shapiro power scale.
Hell no. Let's see.
That would be
I,
terrifying.
I don't know how, but I think each of those lights we assuming was a star, just as we see in Earth. I think they represent entire dimensions. I think that's a representation of the entire omniverse. We're looking at all of creation. Interesting.
I don't think he'd be able to do it.
Interesting. All right. It also seems pure surprise, blah, 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 blah. Case in point, when they look up into the sky at night star, it turns out they're really beholding representations of entire dimensions, the whole incredible panoply of the multiverse of the omniverse right before their eyes. But the thing is, the term omniverse here is not similar to what Jack Kirby in the original statement of omniverse. I think it was Jim Shooter. Which one of them was it that said omniverse includes everything like Mickey Mouse, this, and that? Every fiction, because it was somebody else. One of the Marvel writers said something about that in the hand guides, that's a true omniverse, and people are trying to. I could tell people will correlate that definition of omniverse to the definition I'm seeing right here. All right, for the most.
I mean, omniverse was technically the original Outerverse, but it made a lot more sense compared to what we have now.
She can't remember when she'd had so much fun. Okay, somebody said the misrepresentation of the Marvel multiverse. The omniverse is a huge place. Not only are there infinite universes inside, but an infinite multiverses inside of it. Given that the infinity of universes, it would make perfect sense that that would be one universe where the 100% true adventures of Next Exiles have been. Anyway, Marvel omniverse is greater than infinite universes. This is, of course, 100% wrong. Blah, blah, blah. Using math to dispute it. The narrator confirms again on a clear night sky, blah, 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 and the smallest fraction, blah, 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 represents entire dimensions. The word used to describe it all is omniverse, the infinite and never-ending panoply of creation. Okay? Perhaps more promptly known as the omniverse. Oh, behold, cross time. An infinite number of conceptual... Well, I mean, these buzzwords or jargon, these multiverse jargon, is going to be different per Marvel writer. So... There's another factor to go into. I'm not going to really get into this thread. This thread seems to be just throwing around stuff and kind of downplaying. But at the same time, I'm not going to go too deep into all of that 100%. Marvel is clearly an extremely hyperdimensional state of existence. It clearly has infinite dimensions from Beyonder's statement alone. I'm sure we can all concede to that, right, guys?
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah. But to say that Thor scales anywhere near that, like the only argument you could say for Rune King Thor in that case would be Rune King Thor is as strong or stronger than Sentry when he beat Molecule Man at his best, and one of the writers said, "Oh, that was regular Molecule Man." So I'm like, okay, so yeah, universal. Like, oh no.
Stop saying universal. God dang it.
Ugh.
That word is... I'm sorry, but just after everything we've had to deal with when it comes to that word is just a bane to, like, my existence right now in terms of power scaling characters.
Right.
Odin is not universal. I'm sorry. He's a Skyfather. Skyfathers are, like, multiverse to, like, at least low complex multiversal tier.
Right. Exactly.
You know?
And to answer your question, IDK, you're 100% correct. Megaversal is another term for low complex, because usually they say all of the multiverse is infinite, and megaverse is infinite multiverses. Therefore, that's another way to say low complex. There's also ultraverse or xenoverse. Xenoverse is another way to say hyperverse, depending on how you look at it. But we're not going to use that name fallacy to say Dragon Ball Xenoverse is well, Dragon Ball Xenoverse so happens to fit that definition because of its cosmology. They just got lucky, okay? But we wouldn't use the term, oh, they have a Xenoverse, so they're 12th dimensional. No, they just actually happen to stop at 13th to 14th dimensional. They just happen to. I don't know why, but we're lucky. Cool. Anyway. Bottom line is, here's the bottom line. Thor versus Vegeta, inaccurate. A lot of things were thrown all over the place. The actual winner in the actual hypothetical battle, Vegeta would have a lot of more advantages over Thor, but I wouldn't want to say it would be a 7.5 to 2 point Yeah, 7.5 to 2.5 type of matchup where Vegeta would win 7.5 times out of 10 and Thor would win 2.5 times out of 10 in that case. Thor has cases where he can win, especially with the higher end extremes, the low complex. If you get rid of Vegeta's manga scaling, I mean, you only use manga scaling, only Vegeta still, through the Broly movie, can still scale to low complex because of Gogeta's feat with Broly, and they clearly beyond destroying the universe. So we also get confirmation Champa and Beerus can destroy 2 universes at once, and Zamasu said he would destroy everything, or at least all life within each parallel world. So even if he took his time to destroy a parallel world to fulfill his context of what Infinite Zamasu said he would do, Mugen, or God Zamasu in the manga, he would have to, of course, be able to destroy the neutral zone, which in that context with the low end scaling would still place it to 6D. So Vegeta and Thor would still, even manga-wise, scale around the same level. And if we're using manga-only Vegeta with Ultra Ego and Thor, I still want to say the battle is more like, now it's more like 5.5 Vegeta's favor and 4.5 Thor, if that makes sense. If we use those levels of scaling specifically. But since we're using anime, bro, Jiren glared away like a high complex multiversal attack. Get out of here. Get the freak out of here. Even if you use the high end of Thor, Jiren will glare Thor out of existence. I'm sorry.
Exactly.
I'm sorry, bro. Now, Rune King Thor, I don't know. He built different, but I still got to kind of do a little bit more investigation. Andre, what can you tell me about Rune King Thor specifically? Just on a rough estimate. What makes him so amazing to what a lot of other people are saying?
Andre is not in the VC right now.
No, he's gone. It's okay.
I think he dipped for. I think he may have dipped or he may have lagged out or something.
No problem.
I don't know. I don't know enough. Don't know enough about Rune King Thor, or anything like that. Just
yeah, we'll leave it. We'll leave it for the pros though. But then again, you know the problem on this stream when you leave things to certain pros. My thing is, I want to leave it to somebody else to do, so I can look at their evidence and their scans and see if it's legit. Remember Ming Hao? He was like, "Nope, that don't mean nothing with Ming Hao. Nope, that ain't nothing with Ming Hao." And then it's like, oh, they were very specific about how they scale, and we was like, all right, clap it up, folks. Ming Hao is high hyperversal plus.
Yeah, I remember that scene. Yeah, Ming Hao is actually really stupid broken.
And he'd earned it, though.
Somehow, it's still apparently fodder to a much larger portion of his verse.
Mm-hmm. Like, he earned that. You know? So... Did you react to on stream or did you already do it through Discord? So Retro City, I never actually reacted to it on Discord, sadly. I reacted to it mostly on stream because we can collect a better audience, get a little bit more exposure, get some more subscribers. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button.
Your highest view count was like 40 today. So.
Oh, that's awesome, man. I am so happy. Thank you guys. You guys are great. Of course, I got to get going soon because I got to cook for the waifu. And we're almost at the 3-hour mark anyway. But...
Has it really been 3 hours?
Donaz, where I scale Bayonetta, you're going to see that because soon, upcoming, spoiler alert, this next stream is something I'm looking forward to doing.
Bayonetta is broken. That's really all I can say.
I mean, she's way stronger than Screw Attack thought she was. Is you that much stronger than Dante? I mean, depends on which Dante. Just as long as you're not using Shimigami Tensei Dante, then yeah.
Okay, if you use SMT Dante, that's just messed up.
If you use SMT Dante, that's like, all right, could we use composite Orochi then? With all feats? Like, why would you?
Orochi is already composite.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. Geek? Nah, Geese. Nah, Geek. His name is Geek now. Shut the... No, I'm just playing. But anyway, this is going to be the next high, guys. Get hype. Uh-oh. Back to the lab again. Oh, no. Back to the lab again. We messed up. No, just kidding. So this is definitely going to be an interesting video. I hope you're looking forward to it.
Andre's back.
Welcome back. How powerful the protagonist of Sucker for Love? I don't know.
I don't even know what Sucker for Love is.
I'm not looking it up. Tell you that right now. Jiren is OP. Oh, yeah. Back to the lab again. Oh, no. Back to the lab again. I bet you every time if Vegeta fought Hulk, he'd keep beating him up. Even though Hulk keep coming back to life, Vegeta would be like killing him. Hulk would be like, uh-oh, back to the one below. Oh, no, back to the one below. We messed up. Back to the one below. Not again. Back to the one below.
In danger.
He'll keep coming back stronger, true, but it'll just be like perpetual butt kicking. Unless the Hulk just says, all right, Banner, get the hell out of here. And he's like, all right, fine. Just go ahead, go all out.
Might turn into Titan.
Oh, no, if that happens, then I don't know, man. You got to get.
Oh, that happens. That's just game. GG.
Right, yeah, give me Time Breaker Vegeta then. Now I'm playing. It's like with Kratos, how Kratos is ninth dimensional. We don't talk about Kratos though right here. People gonna that's off topic because if Death Battles do a video on Kratos and they make him lose and they say, oh, he doesn't transcend well,
Who they already did.
He lost his spawn, but that's
Wait.
but that was like years ago. He has been a death battle since.
What? He'd fold Spawn unless you highball the mother of all things. But other than that, he'd fold Spawn. But then again, you could highball Kratos. You know, I'm not even gonna I'm not gonna use that word, but you can.
Yeah, I was gonna say, please don't.
You
For my sanity's sake.
but you can, and it's logical because he scales to actual mythology. But whatever.
Yeah, no, that was way back in the day. I think it was like 2012, 2013.
Bro, only,
right
but it
there.
does. But look, Roz. Only Kratos can beat Kratos.
Oh, we all know this.
Look at me. I'm the captain. that's what Kratos is gonna do.
Look at me. Only Kratos can beat Kratos.
It's like, yeah, but man, like if you use extreme high end Kratos, like bro, Kratos literally goes to the living tribunal and goes, look at me, I'm the captain now. Oh, bro,
it's weird. It's weird knowing that the Living Tribunal was actually going to be an Infinity War back in the day before they scrapped it. They actually had concept art and everything.
That would have been amazing because that would have made MCU one of the most powerful movie adaptations of all time.
Oh yeah.
Depending on where they would have scaled them at, because I could still argue movie KOF, though it doesn't make any sense, will still clap. Anyway, not that good of a movie, but it don't matter. The power scaling, though.
God, I don't want to think about that movie.
Bayonetta.
I only refer to it for scaling.
Yeah, Bayonetta is female Dante, but with more style.
Maybe by the same creator.
I mean, of course, yeah, exactly. And the same creator already confirmed that she is. Let's just say she's definitely more than Universal Plus. And if you think otherwise, I will literally hakai you. But real quick, before we end the stream, guys, we're going to be wrapping up soon. Andre, Roz, what do you guys think about the fact that Vegeta's Force Spirit Fission? Because remember, they said he could only absorb energy. They never talked about the fact that he could separate essences that were never part of the same. Like, keep in mind, Kami and Piccolo were intended to be one, yet he could still separate them. Everything, including fusions. What do you guys think about that? That they never mentioned that.
I'll let you go first, Andre.
I think this really proves the of research. And even Vegeta said he could like separate Nail from Piccolo if he wanted to.
And Kami.
Yeah.
Because he said Namekians in plural.
Like, I don't know why they would ignore it, because they blatantly see it happen when Vegeta's literally beating the crap out of freaking Moro. Like, it is so obvious. He doesn't just absorb energy. No, he straight up removes it. Like, all the energy that Moro had devoured from planets and from civilians was getting knocked right out of him and sent back throughout the universe. You actually see it in the panels. So, it's like, oh, no, Vegeta doesn't absorb it. He just removes it entirely. He can absorb it if he wanted to, but he doesn't. He has no need to, theoretically.
Yeah, he's too prideful to do that anyway.
This makes
Exactly.
the
So
Odin
it's like,
Force useless.
Yeah.
so I mean, it, it wouldn't do much in this fight against Thor anyway because they didn't have Thor use things like the Odin Force and all. Which if he did, then yeah, Vegeta could have just knocked that right out of him and all that kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
It would have been useless in this fight regardless. But still, the fact they can even get that basic information, like when I heard that, I was like, "Are you guys forgetting the fact that he can use it to separate essence, just get rid of freaking people's power altogether that they absorbed?" Like, imagine if he had that when Cell was around,
Exactly.
or
Like
Boo.
Android 18, Boo it'd be over. Even the God Key that Kid Buu stole would have been returned back to the Daikaio.
Exactly.
So like these are the type of hacks. This is like ignoring this type of hacks is like if we said if you ignore the Totsuka blade and the Yada mirror for Itachi and the Mangekyo.
Exactly.
It's like, oh, he has Susanoo. Okay. And yeah, 3 Tomo Sharingan. What else? Oh, that's it. I mean, well, he has the Yada mirror and Totsuka blade. Yeah, what can it do? No, it's just a sword and a shield.
Bro, if I ever heard someone say that, I would actually go ballistic. Like I'm not an Itachi fanboy and all, but no, if I heard something like that, I would actually go ballistic.
No.
No, these fanboys are pissing me off.
Yes, Guru, I know. No. Take his coat. I'm Thor, and I am outer. Don't take his coat.
Oh God, please no, I don't. No, if he says that word one more time, kill him like the rest.
But you got to get used to. Let me see. ATARi, this is a good stream. I appreciate it. Thank you. But you have to get used outer Thor because he. I don't know what that means. MCU's broken to it. I don't know what that means, but yeah, like I told people, I have high end Thor. I have higher end Thor, around 6-dimensional, objectively, and versus Vegeta in the manga, he's also 6-dimensional. Now, unless you want to argue the Dark Dimension is 6.25 dimensional, then I mean, Vegeta get waxed. Then again, I don't know if having a dimensional tier beyond Saiyans really is going to help that much. I mean, it will, but you know what I mean? Just because the way, because they have dimensional level multipliers in certain cases. I know people say, "Oh, their multipliers not enough to be on another dimensional tier." It kind of is. It's like it's not literal, but it also is because in Dragon Ball, finite numbers can equal to infinite results.
Exactly.
And actually, doesn't that happen in KOF too? The freak. Anyway,
Yeah.
yeah, that's nothing new. Oh, finite number? Yeah, infinite results. Okay. So I can be infinite universal without an infinite multiplier? Yeah, absolutely. Oh. Really? Yeah. Oh, thanks. Vegeta can steal Daikai's God Key. Yep. This is awesome stream. Thank you, Donis. Appreciate it. I recall Vegeta as a Hakaishin can erase energy as well. Yep. Elop Man, I talked about that earlier. He can erase energy, erase your soul, erase your mind, erase your essence, erase your positive matter and dark matter. So, like, the essence of destruction, which is dark matter itself, as we just seen in Marvel, he erased that. There is no energy. There is no positive or negative. It's gone. Period. That's how Hakai works. Hakai is, and I'm not going to wank this term, but it is a conceptual level to a degree. Now, don't even start. I will slap every single baboon who goes in the chat and even uses that word. In fact, I'm about to ban that word.
Please do. Because I was going to earlier.
Oh, brother. All right, let's see. ATARi, have you seen Jabber Nagoon's video about Asura from Asura's Wrath scaling to multiverse hyperversal? Nope, and I would never agree with that until they have substantial evidence to support why. As long as you have evidence, I can always change my mind. Like I said, with the Anos Voldigold, like I said, I was like, is Anos really this strong? I mean, I used to believe he could have been the O word, but I started looking at him closer. I'm like, yeah, but we can't just assume that, though. even though his words are very specific, they're very specific. Oh, don't care about this, don't care about that, don't care about this, don't care about that. I'm like, I mean, pretty self-explanatory. But then when you find out his eyes of destruction are stronger, it's like, okay, that just contradicted everything he could do then.
I mean, hey, for example, like a character in Metal Slug, and I've showed you and Andre this, has a sword called the Multiverse Blade that's straight up stated to transcend all dimensions. So.
Nah, bro, he's out of Versal, bro. Like, come on, shut up.
No, not even.
What's wrong with you, bro? Like Batman too.
Oh God.
Oh,
Oh God.
yo, that boy, yo, bro, it just made the best meme ever now. Batman too.
His batarang is the O word now. Jesus.
This Batarang is infinite hyperversal plus. No, it's high complex hyperversal. No, it's high complex multi hyperversal. The fuck is a multi hyperversal? That's what he is. Okay.
God dang it.
All right. ATARi, I saw your video. Your dog agrees Goku. So, I mean, of course. Absolutely. Thank you, guys. Have you heard of the Captain Force's video of the Infinite Gauntlet Thanos versus True Form Darkseid? He highballed the Infinity Gauntlet to high outer. No!
No. Wait, isn't that word banned? Please.
Nah, it's all right. It's all right. We aren't going to take it super seriously. I mean, we can handle the word. It's just we're not going to stop people's rights to say the word, but it's getting to the point where it's just it's out. It like I said. Remember how we analyzed the Marvel scans and we just showed you how some of these are just like high multiverse, low complex at best, and a lot of other scans.
Yep.
And like the whole dark dimension being infinitely above the infinite multiverse already is like consistent within consensus that we said he was 6D. It's kind of consistent with that. You see the consistency, and you see that most of the narratives are kind of going back and forth with this repetition. Oh, the Omniverse is made up of infinite universes. Oh, it's the same damn thing. Pretty much every other author, Marvel never really goes into higher dimensionalities except back in the day, where it made it very clear. We know it has them, and they exist. They don't even explore them anymore because there's no need to take the narrative there. It's like saying, why don't they take place in the neutral zone of Dragon Ball? It's like, because the narrative don't need to take place there.
You just need to know it exists.
Same with KOF. Why doesn't Geese and Verse fight on the edge of infinity like the Seven Kings? Because the fight wasn't supposed to take place there. They don't care about taking place there. You know? It's like, it all changes. And it all depends on the narrative. So long story short, Thor, high end, 6D. Low end, multiversal. Or, well, no, low end is more like multi-solar system and stuff, but mid end, for me, multiversal, etc. But, again, it's susceptible to change, new information, the Phoenix Force scaling. Oh my gosh, this Phoenix Force scaling is monstrous. But, again, to what degree? You know, we gotta really analyze it. Because just like DC and Marvel, there are a lot of multiversal level threats and higher dimensionality level threats, but the consistency just jumps back and forth. It's not like DB where it's one person writing and where there's no resets, etc. So we got to really understand that. I mean, granted, Marvel doesn't do it nowhere near as much as DC, in my opinion. It's a lot more consistent. But overall, bottom line, I just want to say this, guys. Thank you, everyone who watched. I hope you enjoyed the stream. Overall, I think this is a good place to end it because it's reaching 9 o'clock where I'm at. I got to eat and I got to jet. But everyone else who showed up, which includes IDK, Retrosity, LeBron, Elotman, Jiren, Flowclown, Donaz, anyone. The fact that you came through and supported the stream, I appreciate it. And you too, Roz and Andre. Thank you guys for popping by. But I think this is a good way to a good place to end the stream. Anything you guys want to say real quick?
Orochi is out of Superman. No, just kidding. Thanks for having me and all. And it was a good stream.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Thor's hammer. I will say right there, real quick before I go, I will say right there, Thor's hammer. I agree with you. I don't think True Form Darkseid is going to be out of Versal. We kind of talk a little bit about the whole out of Versal bargain sale. The God Sphere has outer Versal parts or infinite hyperversal parts, but the entirety of it is not all equal to that. That's like having higher dimensional parts of the universe, but not every character can access those parts. So the part and area Darkseid rules over specifically, it's not going to quantify under there, you know. And then and a couple of other factors. What about the heaven? Isn't that out of Versal? Like, even that is not even truly out of Versal. You can argue because when Lucifer and the Presence were talking, they weren't even necessarily in part of heaven. They were on the edge of infinitely transcending infinite folds of dimensions. You know what I mean? So they're a little bit more specific there. Yo, it's Andre. Oh, snap. All right, chat. This is going to be ATARi HB. I'm going to be dipping for now. But thank you, everyone who showed up to the stream. Let's go ahead and look forward to whatever else we may deal with the next day. But yeah, this is ATARi HB, and I am signing off. Peace out, chat.
Peace.
Much